Knoxville Speedway is where we end up today. Welcome back, everybody, to the Coast-to-Coast Racing Network. Patrick Morrison here with SimTrack Broadcasting. Should be a good run here tonight. In the Pro Late Models is where we're going to start, obviously, in the car, taking a peek at our last week's winner, Brandon Templeton. In that 31 machine, Kurt Schatzer came second, and Joseph Grandy was our third-place finisher last week, which brings me to the A&J Custom Creations standings. They are a proud supplier of the Monday Night Madness Outlaw Sprint Division trophies for the winter season. Kurt Schatzer still remains in the lead here with 221 points. Jeffrey Kemper is in second, sliding him up to 194 in the points in second, and Terry Landis nails the third with 189. Brandon Templeton's win has moved him into the sixth position, which has got to be perfect for him, seeing he is showing up again here tonight. Right now, the fastest on the track during practice. At this point, Kurt Schatzer still in second. Looks like Trevor Giroux and Trent Verstraeten showed up here tonight, and hopefully we will see a rare treat of Andy Piercefield in the 175. Definitely should be a good running here as well. No, we didn't talk much last week, actually, about who the driver of the week is, but let's go ahead and take a peek at what we've got going on here so far here tonight. Lining up for this one. See what we got going on here. Let's see. Wrong time tower up there. We don't want that one. Let's go ahead and get to the fancy Indy one. What do you say? Let's take a look at the Indy Series here. Templeton right there. Solid time here so far. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the Pitside Podcast, which is the sponsor of the Driver of the Week. Join Preston and Roger, Preston Kramer and Roger Craig, on Sundays as they bring you all the happenings in and outside the Coast-to-Coast Racing League. We didn't talk much about Week 2, where Patrick Spangler was the driver of the week in the Dirt Series. Started P19 in the week's Renegades division and moved all the way up to P3, passing 16. And in the Asphalt, Robert Lynch, awesome job with him in the Xfinity Series. He would actually start at P33 and passed 30 cars, getting him a third-place finish. Awesome job that was. Moving us to last week. In the dirt, Brandon Dittmer actually started there in the P22 in the Hometown Heroes 410 division and moved all the way to P3, passing 19 cars. And the Asphalt, don't forget Steven Goldner. We may see him here tonight. Boy, he puts on a show each and every time. In the Xfinity Series, he started P36 and got all the way to P3, passing 33 cars. He was also that hard charger of the pickup division, starting 33 and ended up P4. So you want to talk about man on the move, Steven Goldner. We'll find him out there in that 30 machine, but let's see if he shows up here tonight. I know these guys definitely have a busy schedule, especially over there at Vanderbilt Racing. Definitely should be a good run here tonight. No qualifying times as of yet out there in the chat. Randy Bledsoe, nice to see you, bud, out there in the chat, man. Definitely light it up here, guys. Tell me what you think and what we got going on here tonight. Should be a good showing at this point. Right now, I'm showing a little over 20 vehicles out here so far. We'll see how many of them decide to take the wheel. We're taking a peek here at the 397 of Alex Pomerleau. And if I'm not mistaken, the 414 of Brennan Lacey. Also, check that out. Look to see Gambler Motorsports team out here. John Hine, the professor in the number 71. He's out here, not looking too bad. If I'm not mistaken, I think also Zach Chapman, but I have not seen him lay down any time as of yet. Should be a good one here so far. It's hard to follow up after Marty Maniac Zacala on Monday Night Madness. Definitely he is one to kind of look up to out here for the dirt. He gets pretty excited out there, but none of that crazy stuff here tonight. We'll definitely put on a good show here at SimTrack Broadcasting. And, of course, it's Coast2Coast Racing Network, where you guys may or may not be tuned in. Don't forget, check out C2CRL.com. Guys, we definitely have over 20 divisions here. Different things. If you like midgets, if you like the pro late models, if you're in asphalt, we definitely have truck and the Xfinity Series asphalt. I believe they even run GT3s on Sundays. The big league with Marty on Mondays. You got the Hometown Heroes and Thursday Night Thunder. And then don't forget Joe Halter there on Fridays. So, Coast to Coast, very, very, very busy. If you're looking to sign up, C2CRL.com. I'm sure one of the admins can help you out there and definitely make really get you squared away, at least with a good league. And if you're not sure 100% how to drive out here on the dirt or on the asphalt, these guys even have a Coast to Coast, really a racing school out there, that they can go ahead, help you out, and get everything squared away for you out there. And keep in mind, they use their league's top drivers, they'll volunteer, and they even give it to you free of charge. So if you're unsure about driving, they'll help you with all sorts of things. Qualifying, the driving lines, your driver awareness, and the setup advice. So check out C2CRL.com and see if you can schedule yourself a session. And let's go ahead and get that squared away and really make it happen. Randy Bledsoe, these guys are making it look easy. Yes, they do. Here, especially in these pro late models, a lot of guys out there kind of say the key to winning here in the pro lates is keep the momentum of the car moving. You kind of come to a stop mid-turn, this thing really jams up on you, and it doesn't want to turn at all. So definitely it's going to be a hard rotation. Definitely, if you keep in mind, like the 358s, Isaac Salas out there in the in the 05, he says the same thing. It's all about momentum here for these cars. But I guess once you get to those big blocks, then you're worried more about pedal. You're having to kind of pedal this thing around here. Just a little bit. Cars still practicing out here. A little unusual. I knew we were supposed to rocket launch our way into qualifying here by this time, but I think they're trying to get the last few guys from the guys who raced in the earlier section. If I'm not mistaken, it may have been 410s tonight that are not broadcasted. Yes, the 410s. So these guys are going to go ahead and stay here at Knoxville. Definitely, this track was actually built back in the 1800s. It was actually used as a horse racing track. So over the years, they've been slowly putting dirt cars on it and everything else, and now all the way up to sprint cars kind of race here. So something else to look at as well. This track is only about less than 2 hours from me, so kind of ashamed I haven't been there. So it looks like, oh man, see the checkered board up there at the practice. You know what that means. Qualifying is up. Now's the time. So let's see what they can go ahead and put down out there for a solid session. That, of course, bringing us to our Flatline Racing Bodies qualifying session. Flatline Racing Bodies are quality racing bodies produced by former NASCAR Regional Short Track Champion Dan Chapman in the iRacing hotbed of Clarence, Iowa. Let's see who is out there on the track. Trevor Giroux, I see him. He's getting on it already, the 075. Not too shabby out of him. Let's see what he can get done here tonight. And see if he can lay down a solid time. It's not as easy as it looks, really being able to get that rotation, get the speed you need to off the line here. And see if we can nail down a time. I should be popping up times as soon as they can give me a solid lap here. Right now, Trevor Giroux should be the fastest one out there, or the first one, actually, to nail down a time. Him or Brennan Lacey, so we'll see who can pop the first time up there on the scoreboard. All right, 18. Boy, man, Jeffrey Kemper, look at the speed on him. John Hine. John Hine actually won the first race of the Pro Late Model winter season here. Let's see if he can continue that luck. All right, Shellback 098. What's up, Patrick? Hey, how's it going out there? Definitely should be a good run here at C2C. Can't wait to see what these guys have for us really in store here tonight. This should be hopefully a good run. Andy Piercefield, check that out. Andy Piercefield in the 175 here. Looks like he got a 15th place start here. Steven Spees, another Gambler Motorsport runner here in the 55. I think everybody's favorite number here is the 5 at the end. Awesome to watch these guys. You are envious. Oh, man. Get yourself a steering wheel. Sometimes I think you can even get a synchronized shifter, get a set of pedals. Man, you can get your butt out here. You can come race here with the C2C League, and these guys will teach you how to get it done. Randy Shreves will be a good one to talk to. Mr. Consistency here in the number 56. Sitting right now in 13th. Let's see if he can get a better time. See if he can square himself away. No. No, it looks like 13th place is where he is going to start. Grandy and Kemper right now looking pretty solid here on the top of the line. You know what that means. These guys are going to not have to race in the heats, move straight to the A main. And I'll tell you what, if I was racing here, that's exactly what I wanted to do, because once you start getting into these main features, it's a crapshoot. You know, you're hoping the best thing you can do is, one, not get cut off, and end up getting kicked out, not being able to get to the A main, or, just end up getting tangled up. If you end up getting in a crash, now I'm in the back of the heat and still was able to make it. That's just going to be absolutely brutal when it comes to the feature. You get out there and now you're starting dead last, and I had to race every single heat tonight, and that's just absolutely backbreaking for some of these drivers. So let's go ahead. Qualifying is over. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's go ahead and see if we can find out who is on our starting grid. Trevor Giroux, Kurt Schatzer, awesome, great job. These guys will be the first ones to start. Alex Pomerleau sitting third for row 2, with John Hine right next to him. Steven Speed sitting in row 3, starting in 5th. Terry Landis 6th, and Nathan Aldrich in the 7th. Nathan Aldrich has been kind of on the back foot here a couple of races here so far. I know he's kind of had some trouble staying up front. Definitely, it's not any fault of his own. I think just wrong place, wrong time sort of situation. So let's go ahead and take a look at our heats for tonight. Of course, we have guys sponsoring this league for each and every heat. Heat 1, of course, brought to you by Langton Mechanical. They are a second-to-none heat and air conditioning company in the Hamilton area, and promise their customers that their own professionally trained Langton specialists will be there personally every step of the way. They guarantee the customer satisfaction from start to finish, including sales, installation, and maintenance service of their heating or cooling systems. So every equipment sale, installation, and maintenance services call they make is backed 100% by Langton Mechanical. Kurt Schatzer, Trevor Giroux here in the front, excited to see what they have to put on. Only 6 laps here in this heat. So it's going to be kind of a short one. They've got to be quick about it. Pomerleau and Hine are definitely looking to slide their way here toward the front. This heat should determine who starts at the beginning of row 2. So I definitely expect our eyes to stay on the 71 and the 55 here. Kurt Schatzer definitely not wanting to end up behind the 71 of John Hine. He already had enough of that on week 1. We had a little chat with Kurt Schatzer actually last week, kind of talking about when is he going to get his lucky break here. When is his chance to battle his way into the front and solidify himself a win here. Yes, he is in there via consistency. He's been here all 3 races, has at least 2 top 5s. So when can we get a win out of him? Kurt Schatzer's going to see what he can do here in Heat 1, getting the outside line that may be more favorable here as we are under green. Trevor Giroux down on the bottom, 397, kind of splits it here in the middle. Steven Speed's going to have to dial in behind him. Right now, Giroux has the advantage on the bottom. Kurt Schatzer noticing there is plenty of cushion there toward the top, so not just yet. Not time to use it at this point. As wide as these turns are toward the top, they may or may not ride that high. This may not be a wall riding track for them at all. Trevor Giroux in the 075 on the bottom. Definitely still battling here for the lead. Looking excellent here so far. And Kurt Schatzer definitely sticking with the outside line, has gotten the lead here at this point as they dive back into turn 1. Getting the separation he needs here at this point. Kurt Schatzer just barely ahead of him here right now. Schatzer, Giroux, and Spees 1, 2, and 3. Giroux looking for an angle here as we're halfway through the heat. Definitely coming past the for lap 4. Not too bad. John Hine still in that cutoff in number 4. Terry Landis sitting 5th. Nathan Aldrich 6th. And it looks like Pomerleau ended up with a problem. He is in pit. And no problems out of these cars so far. Doesn't look like anybody's really testing each other here at this point. Looks like it's just kind of survival mode here at this point. Schatzer and Giroux still 1 and 2 at this point. I think Schatzer doing enough time waiting it out there and definitely was able to pass him at this point. But Giroux taking that peek here on the bottom with the white flag out. Definitely nothing there for 1 and 2. Does he have anything after the back chute going into 3 and 4? Let's see what they got for us here. Alrighty, hopefully we have returned definitely to the stream again. Not quite sure what the hiccup was there. Probably all here on my end. Shreves, Baker, Chapman, Verstraeten here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Backus, Piercefield, and Dittmer is how we are starting here in Heat 2. Heat 2, of course, brought to you by the Venom Racing League. Randy Shreves staying out here in the front. Number 56 machine of Randy Shreves. I'm sure he would be happy definitely getting a top 4 start here in the Pro Late Models this week. Butch Baker second, Zach Chapman in third. Trent Verstraeten and Joe Backus in the fifth. Right now, the only moves I see here so far are Brandon Dittmer and Andy Piercefield, 6 and 7. Still rocking around the track out there, guys. In the chat, let me know if everything is back, everything A-OK, squared away for you guys. I know some things have been messing up here on my end. Brandon Dittmer here in the 83. Looks like he's going to be battling with a final place here in this heat. Definitely having some trouble. Already midway. Stella out there in the chat. Glad to have you back. I appreciate it. I'm sorry. I think I had a little bit of a hiccup here for the for Heat 2. I hate to see it happen. Definitely, at least they were gritting up, and I didn't miss too much of it. I think I came back live as we were under green. Randy Shreves still staying out front here in front of Butch Baker. Zach Chapman, part of Gambler Motorsports in the 72. Taking a peek on the inside here of Butch Baker. Nothing yet. White flag is out, and it seems these guys might be 1, 2, 3. But Butch Baker might have another idea as he's staying here on the inside of Randy Shreves. No can do. Randy Shreves with a good block here. Coming through 3 and 4. Does he have the turn exit? Good job by Butch Baker not going ahead and making contact with Randy Shreves, allowing Shreves to go ahead and take away Heat 2 win here. Shreves, Baker, Chapman, and Verstraeten. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That puts Backus, Piercefield, and Dittmer. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, that brings us up to Heat 3. Heat 3, of course, brought to you by the Salty Dogs Racing Team. Keep in mind, the Salty Dogs Racing Team is composed of many of the senior members of the Coast2Coast Racing League who have been released from the home to create havoc and chaos on the track. So keep in mind, you'll see definitely here tonight when at least 3 or more of those dogs get a dog bone to the highest finisher. Definitely well sought after one. Seeking a sought after. Wins for the number 39 of Patrick Spangler, but he'll be starting second. Jeff Sharp actually will be starting in the first. Don't forget about that. Brendan Lacey in the 414. Brandon Templeton sitting fourth. Barry Goldner fifth. Jeff Barker sixth. And Connor Ross in the 7th position. Watch out, watch out. Tons of speed here on this run here for sure. This is going to be the one to watch. If this is anything here at this point, should be here so far. Randy Bledsoe, does 4th place go home? With the amount of cars here I have at this point, 22 is what I have racked. Nobody goes home on this one. Normally, once we have over that 24 mark, that's where guys start getting sent home, and a B main is a 100% has to be done. But right now, like I said, from what I saw before, I've got 22 guys, so all these should go. What you'll see is an inversion on some of these heats here. Alrighty, good. I'm glad I'm coming in loud and clear for you guys. Man, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but that crash, man, I've never had that happen to me before. Alright. One of those ones. Throws you off your game, but definitely not off their game is going to be Patrick Spangler here in the 39. Triple Crown winner last year. 305s, 360s, and the 410s. In the sprint cars, they're his, so now he's going to try to take on another one here. Patrick Spangler in the 39, starting second outside line. See if he's got enough exit speed. He does. Right now he's got the leg over Jeff Sharp here at this point. Only got about a fender on him as they dive into 3. Wow. Definitely good moves there so far. Brendan Lacey, watch out. Definitely a Spitfire there in that 414, taking the low line. Seems to appreciate the more tacky bottom end here. Wondering if he will choose to keep that line during the feature, but he's staying that on the inside of Jeff Sharp. Jeff Sharp working here on the inside. Sharp into the wall. Sharp into the wall again. Definitely bucking around there. Brandon Templeton sees it. Bucks out of the way. Away he goes. Brandon Templeton moves into third. Round and round they go. Jeff Barker here on the bottom in the 513. Overall winner of the C2C Racing League. Put in plenty of laps to prove it. Got into the Hall of Fame. That is putting Spangler out there, really out there, hard to reach, over almost half a second here. Lacey's going to be pretty much watching him drive away with this one. But during these turns, he gets him so much closer. I just think Spangler's got so much turn exit here, no one's able to catch him. But Brendan Lacey, as I say that, has already sawed off about another 1/10 of a second here on Patrick Spangler. So Spangler keeping him in the rear view at this point. So let's move back here to Jeff Sharp, still battling with Jeff Barker. Still working there so far. There we go. Looks like Jeff Barker finally got it. 4th place is his. White flag is out. Brandon Templeton seeing if he can sneak around Brendan Lacey here. Lacey, quick block. No can do for Brandon Templeton here. Definitely a sawed-off track. 414 gets into a... kind of hits a real big hill there. Shootout. Oh, man. Templeton got it. 2nd place. So Spangler, Templeton, Lacey, Barker, and Sharp. Connor Ross and Barry Goldner. Man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Yeah, it's looking good. I like races like this. Kind of really squares everything away. You know, makes you think, man, if this is how it's going to be here, what are we looking like for the feature? So it should be a good run, which of course brings me to the Coast2Coast Speedway intermission. It'll be about a 3-minute warm-up here for these guys to kind of calm down. All right, we raced it one time. Now let's see if we can do any better or kind of be nice and easy. But we'll go ahead and throw up kind of some of their best times here for the warm-up. Let's talk a little bit about the Coast2Coast Speedway here. Catch all the Coast2Coast Speedway action every Friday night free on GeForce TV, featuring live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, all free. GeForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action across all of Ontario. You'll notice a lot of our sponsors are from Ontario. Yeah, right now I know a lot of these guys are definitely going to have a, kind of a starting spot where they don't want to be. There's something to kind of look at here. I want to kind of see if we can take a little ride here with Brandon Templeton here. You see how it's kind of hilled up, and we've got a real tall bump there on that inside line. So this place does have a line of which you can't go below. Right there. So he kind of bucked up the front end of his car. Excellent job there, Brandon Templeton. You must be cued into me here, bud. You hit that on purpose, I'm sure. All right, halfway through our warm-up here tonight. Definitely should be a good run here following later on tonight. Truck Series. The Tim Chapman Pickup Cup. We are going to head down to where everything else is bigger, down to Texas. That should be a good run there. I'm excited to see what those boys can put on. They were last week were at Charlotte. Wasn't too bad there, if I'm not mistaken. I think only about 5 cautions, 20 laps, but I think it was about a 60-lap race, so at least a third of that was under caution, but it wasn't too bad. We had plenty of long green flag stretches to kind of top it off. 45 seconds left here in the warm-up. Take a look here at Andy Piercefield. Man, oh man. All right, 10 seconds. This is going to do it. Yeah, right now, Trevor Giroux sitting in first place, Spees in the second, and John Hine in the third. So that should kind of give you an idea of what we're getting ready to see here in the feature. Alrighty, let's take a look at our starting lineup here for tonight. Joseph Grandy and Jeffrey Kemper starting in that first row. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, I'm sure these guys were happy about those heats not having to race them. Kirk Schatzer sitting third with Randy Shreves in the fourth. Patrick Spangler, we saw that Heat 3 win, starting fifth with Trevor Giroux in the sixth. Butch Baker sitting seventh with Brandon Templeton on the outside of row 4. Sitting eighth. Steven Spees in ninth, Zach Chapman in 10th, Brendan Lacey 11th, and John Hine. Another Gambler Motorsport driver there sitting 12th. So 3 of them kind of clutched up pretty close here. So we'll see how they can march their way toward the front. Rotating back, Trent Verstraeten sitting 13th, and Jeff Barker into the 14th position. In row 8, I'll have Terry Landis in the 15th and Joe Backus 16th. Jeff Sharp 17th with Nathan Aldrich starting 18th. And, of course, all the way back here in the 10th row, starting with Andy Piercefield and Connor Ross. Alex Pomerleau starting 21st, Brandon Dittmer into the 22nd, and Barry Goldner for that final 23rd spot here tonight. No cutoffs for any of these drivers. That, of course, brought to you by the Super Dirt Car Series, the Northeast Premier Series showcasing the big block modifieds premier drivers from Florida to Canada. The Super Dirt Car Series visits some of the most exciting dirt tracks in front of the biggest crowds. The ground-pounding, earth-shattering, window-rattling beast of the Northeast. It's the Super Dirt Car Series. Let's go ahead and get it done here, ladies and gentlemen. Up on the front right now, Joseph Grandy and Kurt Schatzer. Right now, these guys are going to be excited with Jeffrey Kemper and Randy Shreves. Man, oh man, right now the top 4 are looking pretty slick out there here tonight. 30 laps to get it done as we follow behind the Pace truck here. We'll talk a little bit about that, I'm sure, later tonight, if not now with the Steve King Foundation truck. But here, right now, next time around will be the Alex and Olivia's Fight Against Childhood Cancer Green Flag. Next time by, I'm definitely excited to have you guys joining us here tonight at SimTrack Broadcasting or the Coast to Coast Racing Network out there. Following behind the Steve King Foundation truck for the Pro Late models here. Give a little shout out here for that Steve King Foundation. They were formed to help the dirt track racing community across the country by providing financial assistance to drivers, pit crew members, racing officials, track operations personnel, or the immediate families of those individuals who suffer serious illness, injury, or death. Keep in mind, if you want to learn more, guys, www.stevekingfoundation.org. Ready? They are Joseph Grandy, Jeffrey Kemper, front row. Let's go ahead and get this done in the Pro Late models. Green flag is out, and away these boys go. 30 laps here at Knoxville. Let's see what they can get done. Patrick Spangler already down into that bump here as Joseph Grandy gets separation. Exactly what he wants here, getting pulled away from Jeffrey Kemper and the Mean Green Machine. 3 wide, they're taking a peek here. Patrick Spangler trying to use that bottom line, but he's hit the bottom too many times, and that's going to do it. Trevor Giroux sitting 6th on the outside behind Randy Shreves. Working there, no knock there by Randy Shreves into Patrick Spangler. Spangler getting bumped around here like a pinball, but he's still hanging in there. Down 2 spots, down into the 7th, now back up to 5th. Caution. Man, it definitely had a good run there so far. That is going to bring us to our Malcolm Mills mill riding replay and see what happened to Andy Piercefield back here. Let's see what happened. 75. Oh, yep, looked like Dittmer got into him there a little bit. Dittmer in that 83. Gonna get an earful for that one. Uh-oh. See if Andy Piercefield can get it going here. I think Alex Pomerleau might have had a problem out there. Pomerleau did not suit up for this race. All right, caution laps do not count here in the Dirt Series. Joseph Grandy still leading the race here. We'll make sure we give a shout out to Cool Ray. Go ahead and sponsoring the Pro Late models here this year. Cool Ray Heating and Air Conditioning. They're also actually sponsoring Victory Lane. So we'll talk a little bit about them when we get down there. Joseph Grandy and Jeffrey Kemper here, 1-2. Kurt Schatzer remains 3rd. Randy Shreves in the 4th. Patrick Spangler 5th. And Trevor Giroux sitting 6th. Right now at this point, it looks like these guys may be single file here in this one. Pace truck lights are out. Are they going to double stack? Definitely makes for better racing when they get side by side here. We did see a Malcolm Mills mill riding replay. Let's go ahead and talk about him before that pace truck heads on off. Malcolm Mills mill riding. They're based in Oakland, Ontario, Canada. Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding is a full-service mill riding contractor featuring custom welding, fabricating, and servicing of industrial clients. Look them up at mmmillriding.com or Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding on Facebook. Grandy, away he goes. As soon as 4 tires are off, he's on the gas. Getting the separation he needs desperately. Randy Shreves jammed on the outside, not like he wants to be. But I believe we're under caution. I think Spees might have caught something in there. 514 is upside down of Nathan Aldrich, and Steven Spees got turned around here. Let's see if we can take a look and see if anything actually happened here to Kurt Schatzer. It says he may have ended up with a problem before. Taking a look here at Kurt Schatzer. No issues there. All right, let's get back to Trevor Giroux. This is probably more where it happened. Oh, speeds. Look at the speed into that turn. 55 collects the back of the 75 here. Gets Giroux turned, Speeds turned, and Gambler Motorsports team really, the 55, the 71, and the 72 there. You just see him just move, beep, beep. Here we go. Around they go. 5:14, already committed, and around he goes. Dittmer finishes the job. Wow. Yeah, well, that's a bummer. All right, these boys are going to go ahead and get caught up. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, one faster pair here for the Pro Late models. Definitely is used now. Hate to see it used before lap 5. A lot more racing left to do here. So we'll be back under our Mission 22 restart. Here momentarily. Come on, rally caps. Turn that pace truck light off. I want to get back under green. Oh, yeah, here we go. Jeffrey Kemper in the 181 Mean Green Machine has got to figure out how to jump Joseph Grandy in the 518 at this point. Because right now, he kind of left him standing still there. So Kemper trying to hold him tight. I have seen at some points out there is actually to hold him down, you actually put your left front fender into him. Definitely kind of pinch him at some point and see if you can keep him from launching on you. Let's see if anything looked like that. Pace truck is off. As soon as 4 leave the surface, Grandy's away. Away he goes. Let's see. Randy Shreve sitting 4th. Keep back here in the back, so we're watching Kemper rotate the top shelf. And I sure hope that's not another caution. There's Brendan Lacey with a lot of damage here. Yes, and we are back under caution. Woo, dog. Yeah, I gotta admit, this is no penalties last week, no penalties the week before, but man, oh man, there aren't gonna be penalties this week. 5:14, boom. Well, the 4:14 here. 5:14, Nathan Aldridge. Sorry, but it was not you. It was the 4:14. Good Lord. Yeah, Brendan Lacey got bumped around there, something fierce. Let's take another look at it. Yeah, he takes a wicked shot. Yeah, and then there's the bleeding continues. Just can't seem to stop it. 4:14 going to come down and get that thing squared away for the Vanderbilt race. So, actually, with an interesting restart there, that moves Kurt Schatzer into that 2nd position here. Jeffrey Kemper's now slid back to 3rd. So, right now, Schatzer getting that lucky number 2 here. Should have good solid look here at this point. Hopefully Jeffrey Kemper will be able to line up behind Joseph Grandy and be able to kind of figure out this jump and see if he can put Kurt Schatzer behind him again. But Kurt Schatzer, a tough driver out there. He's not going to want to give this up. Randy Shreve's kind of sniffing around, seeing if he can hold the top 5 here. He's got Brandon Templeton, Patrick Spangler around him, so he's got a lot of dangerous drivers around him. Now, I don't mean dangerous as in reckless. I just mean these guys are tough. Brandon Templeton, we saw last week, put a clinic on. Definitely owned that track. Patrick Spangler, man, just so many races he's been able to get away from. But let's go ahead and get this one back under green. Single file they were. No double stack for these guys. So it looks like Jeffrey Kemper is going to fall victim to Randy Shreves here at this point. Shreves takes the bottom line. They may be trying to slow this race down here a little bit and try and get some green flag laps. Back single file, because double file, we're mashing each other to pieces. Right now, up 8 spots, Connor Ross in the 12th. Taking a look here at John Hine on the bottom of the 97 of Butch Baker. Butch Baker holding the middle line, seeing if he can wiggle just a little bit there right before he enters 3. But Patrick Spangler's going to give him a little nudge. Gets Patrick Spangler way out of shape here. Definitely, yeah, got it collected here. And John Hine now in the 6th. Continuing his charge here so far, 6 positions up. Definitely a lot better, comfortable spot he would like to be. Getting some green flag laps done now. Kurt Schatzer still holding out front. Jeffrey Kemper under fire here by Randy Shreves and Brandon Templeton. 3 wide. Brandon Templeton makes contact. And definitely holding it. Look at Randy Shreves down here on that bottom line. He is sending that car. Guess maybe on the hood it says full send because that is what he's doing. Holding it to the floor on the bottom line, and now he's going to have to dial back into the 6th position outside the top 5 as John Hine continues his march forward, now in the 5th. Definitely noticing John Hine probably got a bad qualifying time here because he is holding some of the fastest times here on the track. Right now in 1874 out there. Joseph Grandy, his best time as the leader is in 1873. If he can keep this pace here so far, he should be able to get a solid top 3, but he's got a lot of tough drivers. Tough drivers being Templeton and Kemper. Reeling them in here at this point, getting definitely some green flag laps under the belt. Definitely what you want to see here at Knoxville. Kind of rolling these boys go. Let's see if we can get a little higher area here from the broadcast booth. You'll see what I'm seeing. Brandon Templeton down toward the bottom. Slider in front of Jeffrey Kemper. And Kemper crosses him up. Let's get a little closer. There we go. Yeah, it looks like Kemper. See if he can slide down toward the bottom. No contact made at this point. Does the 181 door him? No, he doesn't. Turn exit goes to Brandon Templeton, but Kemper's going to hold him there by a fender. Loses it. 1 and 2. Now that's going to set John Hine up. John Hine trying to see if he can find the cushion because it's wearing out quick. As wide as I thought it was, there was going to be a sweet spot. Now John Hine folds in that rear spoiler just a hair. He goes for the slider. Look out. 181 sees it. Sets it up, and now Kemper back in front of John Hine. John is going to have to set up and retry again. Oof. Got somebody in the wall. Looks like Trent Straight. Boy, that got set up pretty nasty there. Allowed Randy Shreves to get back into 6th. Randy Shreves, unfortunately, has been on the march back here at this point. Patrick Spengler is one of the worst ones here, actually. Heading back 7 positions back here into the 12th. Got a lot of work to do here on the 39 machine, see if he can get his way back to the front. But as we were talking, Kurt Schatzer and Joseph Grandy, they have now switched positions, and Kurt Schatzer now making his bid for a race win. He needs it as we've already broken past that halfway point. Excellent job there by Kurt Schatzer. Glad to see him finally getting his shot here in the front. Kurt Schatzer trying to drive away from Joseph Grandy. Joseph in the 518. Come on, he's trying to roll it. Bottom line. No can do. I think Schatzer's really going to pull away with this one. But Schatzer's running in some lap traffic. 514 of Nathan Aldrich is first. Round he goes, so it looks like Aldrich is going to be in the rear view for him. Joseph Grandy will be second, trying to see if he can deal with it as well. Top line for both these guys as round they go. Joseph Grandy doesn't seem to change his line much at all, but Joseph Grandy off by almost a second here on Kurt Schatzer, so this may be Kurt Schatzer's to lose here. John Hine holding into a 5th position. Jeffrey Kemper into 4th, but Brandon Templeton's making that separation as he is now catching up to the lap traffic. Only 10 laps left to go in the feature. Definitely looking pretty good here so far. Andy Piercefield up 6 positions in at 13th. And now we're getting the pile up here as Patrick Spangler's back in the wall. Boy, he's going to hate that I tuned in right as he clipped that wall yet again. And we got a car around. Yellow flag is out. Let's see if we can take a quick peek here at what happened. Jeff Barker here, taking a peek at him. Ooh. Okay, I thought 514. There it is. Zach Chapman got somewhere in the middle of that. See if we can follow Zach Chapman instead. Oh, the over-rotation. Something caught him here. Boy, yep, that just started to pile up there on the corner. Yeah, it looked like Zach Chapman just caught a little too much mud on that left front tire. Jammed him there. Tires not a factor here in the dirt. But fuel mileage will be. They should have enough to make it to the end. Kurt Schatzer happy about being in the front. Joseph Grandy going to have another shot. 10 laps to figure it out. Brandon Templeton will be third. Jeffrey Kemper in fourth. And John Hines sitting fifth. Still biggest mover of the race is actually Connor Ross here. In the 35 machine, up 8 places. Seems to be exactly where he needs to be. Connor Ross up 12 places in the 8th. It's looking good here at this point. See if we can take a peek here at the gain. Kind of see the position swaps here. Where these guys have all moved up and down. Zach Chapman might be out of it here tonight. He may have had to tow, as we saw he was on his lid. Mission 22 restart. Kurt Schatzer finally gets a leading restart here. Away he goes, gets a good separation from Grandy. Almost half a second off that start. Brandon Templeton will now have another chance. Zach Chapman's out of pit. Away they go, kind of squeezing it here. Schatzer, as long as he can stay solid here, this one may be his. John Hine looking on the inside of Jeffrey Kemper. Talking a lot about that 71, but he's on the move. Little nudge to the 181. See a lot of these guys here later tonight in the Asphalt League. But they got 7 laps left here in the dirt. Let's see if we can keep it all green. 35 of Connor Ross still trying that bottom line here on the 97 of Butch Baker. Seeing if he can claim 7th. Yeah, so far so good. Looks like Trent Verstraeten actually trying that bottom line here. Trying to see if he can find any more success. Trent Verstraeten up 4 positions. And Randy Shreve's kind of been on the march back here. 10th position where he is now. Definitely a lot of trouble here so far. 5 to go once we hit the line. And it doesn't seem like really this top 5 can seem to find a weak spot in anybody's game. Yeah, on the move still, Connor Ross. Look at him, up to 7th now. Next victim will be Terry Landis, but he's got a ways to go. Caution. All right, let's see if we can figure out what brought out the caution here. Says the blind man. At this point, I am not seeing anybody out there getting turned around. I would love to show you guys what it was, but I have no idea, and it just shows a yellow flag and everybody's squared away. Not quite sure. I thought Zach Chapman might have had some trouble here in the 72. But no can do here. Can't get that lucky for sure. Alrighty. Everybody out there in the chat, go ahead and tell me what you guys are thinking here so far here of the Dirt Series at the Coast2Coast Racing League. Definitely these guys put on a great show for sure. These Pro Late models, definitely, it's a different beast to tame. He's, having plenty of conversations out there with John Hine, he just says, it's a completely different animal. You add twice the weight, and now about another third of the power, and now you're trying to sling it around the same tracks that you would the little sprint cars. So it's definitely something to kind of keep in mind. kind of something to see here. Definitely what we got coming up at this point. Pace truck is off. You know what that means. Green flag is back out. Let's go ahead and get it done. 5-lap shootout here to the end. Kurt Schatzer with a great jump. I expect to see sliders here at the end. Brandon Templeton already taking a peek here on the inside. Joseph Grandy. Contact. Oh, man. John Hine with a perfect shot. Here it comes. Looking from the top here. Holy cow. John Hine trying to make a bid for a top 3 position here. He's got the high line. Brandon Templeton gets the slider. John Hine crosses him up down toward the bottom. Contact. Oh, no. No, Brandon Templeton with a top run here is now going to be part of this next caution. Oh, no. People can point fingers all they want, but I don't know on that one. Let's go ahead and take another Malcolm's Mill riding replay here. We definitely saw it from our angle here. Let's see what else we can see. John Hine puts the slider here, but it looks like he rotates up. Yeah, it looks like John Hine may have rotated up here and made contact with Dittmer. Let's rotate it back again. Try one more time. Yeah, I think John Hine just got a little too aggressive into this turn. But it's kind of weird. It didn't look like they touched, but then all of a sudden, Templeton's car gets turned around here, collects Kemper, and the 35, Connor Ross, becomes a wedge, sending the 31 back around. Wow, wow, wow. Templeton has got to be pretty upset after that. Now, these guys definitely do pretty well out there, so watch Templeton to be on the move. Templeton restarting in the 17th position after being top 3 all night. Pace truck lights still on. We're going to go around one more time. We should have 3 laps to the end of this. Schatzer, Grandy, Hine, Landis, and Connor Ross. And talk about Connor Ross. This guy has moved up 15 positions into the 5th position. Not too bad. Not too bad. Starting the back 20, and here you are. Kurt Schatzer trying to look for his first win here. Still has a chance. Schatzer blocking the high line. All right, you hear him on the gas. Away he goes. He's got to hold him off for 3 more laps. Joseph Grandy sitting second. Schatzer seems to have the jump. John Hine still on the charge. Up 9 positions, trying to see if he can sneak in behind Joseph Grandy. I think the battle for second where it's going to be here tonight. Grandy into the wall. That's exactly what Hine needed. Looks like Hine actually may be finishing behind Kurt Schatzer this time. Not too bad. Good switch up from week 1. Let's go ahead and stay here with Joseph Grandy, who's trying to hold on to the top 3. Terry Landis sniffing around the podium position here. 4th, 3rd, white flag is out. Oh no! John Hine into the top. Over top of the top shelf into the roll. That has moved Grandy back into 2nd and Landis into 3rd. Landis up 12 positions here, looking for stay in that top spot. Hine looking to throw this last slider. No can do. John Hine might actually fall to Trent Verstraeten here. Contact, boom. Kurt Schatzer gets the win. Joseph Grandy in the 2nd, Terry Landis setting 3rd. Whoa. John Hine had a 2nd place there, but a little fumble into the wall. Ends his run. Man, oh man, oh man. Not too bad out of these guys here. All right, these guys are going to go ahead and get set up for a podium. I've never seen really a burnout in the dirt. But we'll get our guys kind of all rallied up here. And Get them ready. I know some of them take a little bit because they're like, oh man, oh man, oh man, it's done, and we got to get straight to it for the truck series coming up. But man, not just yet. I want to talk to all of them. I got to know. We got to figure out what becomes of this. Moving us to our third place finisher here. Third place of Terry Landis. Let's go ahead and get him. Terry Landis, man, how'd the run work out for you here tonight?
Oh my God, I don't know why, but these things are really good to me. I got lucky. A couple guys stuffed it in the fence. John stuffed it in the fence, and someone else. And I ended up getting third, but I'll take it.
Yeah, definitely a lot of guys out here on the track. Is that what you were finding most of what the problem out there on the track? Did the cushion just go away too much? Because I figured as wide as it was, it would last a lot longer.
No, you had to be right. Well, I was running the flat part of the cushion. I don't really put the right rear up in there like them guys do. But yeah, you had to be up there pretty good. And I tried the middle a couple times, but you had to really hold on the throttle, and it just wasn't fast enough. So yeah, the top was where it was supposed to be.
All right, and the way I'm looking at it here via points, third place finish tonight, and you're already third in the points. This is looking pretty good for you here so far as you continue your charge ahead. This may put you in front of Jeffrey Kemper. So awesome job, man. We are heading to Texas. So go ahead and give me your shout outs because I got to get you in those trucks.
All right, yes, sir. Let me give a shout out to Gallon's Homegrown Popcorn, the best popcorn on the internet. Kreitz Oval Track Parts, KSR, boys back there. Epsilon Sprint Wraps, and my wife Judy.
All right, Terry Landis, appreciate you coming out, bud, and I'll catch up with you next time.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
All right, everybody, Terry Landis right there. That moves us to our second place finisher here. That, of course, being Joseph Grandy. We talked to Joseph Grandy a bunch. And I know Joseph Grandy getting the pole, spending a lot of time out there, and then getting hammered here, bud. Talk to me about the race here tonight, and kind of how Kurt Schatzer get a hold of you here.
I started on the pole. I was surprised by that. I don't know why I keep saying that. I keep pulling pretty fast times in these things. Just I don't know. I messed up a few times, and he was close enough to capitalize. I tried sticking on that bottom a little bit. But it was a lot harder to stay consistent on the bottom than it was up top.
All righty. Fast times are coming out of this 518 week in and week out. We just got to get a couple wins for you here to, really secure you up toward the top. We got 3 starts. I got at least one top 5, and another top 10 after that. You're sitting in 4th in points. Second place here tonight. Kurt Schatzer gets his win. When's yours?
As soon as I stop making little mistakes. One of these days, I'll get a win in any of these cars, I feel. So
definitely, for sure. Well, we definitely have plenty of races here left. If I'm not mistaken, 8 left here in a 12-week season, man. Only week 4. So, Grandy, give me your shout-outs here, bud, and let's get you tucked in for the night.
I'd like to thank West End Towing and Repair, Catalytic Recovery. Appreciate you for the broadcast. Coast to Coast, all their sponsors, and everyone behind the scenes that make this league run every day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Joseph Grandy, 518. See you later, bud.
Yep, see it.
All right, everybody. Joseph Grandy, that moves me to our race winner. None other than Kurt Schatzer finally getting his break, and he knows I'm going to ask him. He knows exactly what I'm going to ask him. The 218 of Kurt Schatzer, you finally got the win.
Yeah, how about that, Patrick?
Yeah, no kidding. You and I talked last week. We said second place, second place, second place. It almost got to a point where John Hine was going to come second place to you. What was the biggest hurdle tonight?
I guess some yellow flags there at the end to bring it on home. I mean, we had a fast car all night since we unloaded this new ride here with the paint scheme, and felt fast all night.
Yeah, that you did, and definitely fast. Definitely fast. And I thought the cautions may have been helping, because I knew Grandy was able to get that restart. And it would just, I think once you guys got single file, able to get some green flag laps, you really started putting on the heat. And I think Grandy just kind of fell to that. What was your favorite part about the track here tonight?
I guess when I got past Grandy there and got the lead. Yeah. I don't know. I know it's a top dominant track. I mean, the lanes kind of go away, so I knew I had to try to get to the front as fast as I could there, and luckily I was close enough to Granny. He got tight and pushed up in the corner and allowed me to get up on him. And luckily I was laid to put a slide on him going into 1 and 2 there. And yeah, I had a fast car. I felt like I could go anywhere on the track, and I was pretty comfortable.
Alrighty, man. Well, with you saying it's a top dominant track, and probably one of the last questions I ask you here before I let you give your shout outs. You're saying it's a top dominant. Are you saying the bottom is almost undrivable here?
I mean, you can get it to work, but you really got to finesse it and really got to play with your throttle control, and it's hard to hit your marks lap after lap. So, I mean, I like running the top so I can get up there and let it hang.
Alrighty, well, I don't see any damage on that 218, Kurt Schatzer. Finally, you get that win, points leader, and now this just is going to continue to open up your opportunities here farther down the line to kind of give you that stretch out and get you retaining back your championship run here. So, Kurt Schatzer, give me a shout-outs here, bud. Let's get it done.
Yeah, I got to thank Dirt Track Bank. They're awesome sponsors and support the league and our team and everything we do. Got Your Six Racing Network with Joe Halter over there. Yeah, Schatzer Roofing. I got to give my brother a shout out, Ty Schatzer, for making my wrap happen this week for me. You up in the broadcast and Roger Preston giving us a place to race.
All right, appreciate it, Kurt Schatzer. You know what you could do? Talk back to your brother about getting a wrap for a truck. I want to see you out there on the trucks, man.
I might do that one night.
All right, well, Texas is tonight. Let me know if you decide to do it now.
I doubt it. I got another late model race to head over to.
Oh, no. All right, bud. Enjoy the rest of your night.
All right, have a good one.
All right, everybody. Kurt Schatzer there getting it done here in the Pro Late Models at Knoxville. Definitely finally got his break, and we talked to him in the Cool Ray Heating and Air Conditioning Victory Lane. Cool Ray is proud of their reputation by providing excellent cooling, heating, plumbing, and electrical service to homeowners and businesses in Georgia. Their mission is to continue building long-lasting relationships with their customers through their winning spirit and commitment, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. That's going to wrap it up for us in the Dirt Series. Don't go away. Don't go away, because we got asphalt lined up, and really coast to coast. A little shaky before, but the racing's getting better and better every single week. Randy Bledsoe, don't go away. Stellar Stella, I see you guys out there in the chat. I'll be excited to see you stay here, but after the commercials, and we'll be right back, and let's see what they got for us here at Texas.
Hi, my name is Livia Olson. I am an industrial engineering senior and club volleyball member here at Penn State.
And I'm Alex Ryan, a computer science senior and another club volleyball member. And we're excited to announce that we're planning to dance in Thon 2023.
Thon is a 46-hour, no sitting, no sleeping dance marathon aimed towards raising funds to support those affected by childhood cancer. It is the largest student-run philanthropy in the entire world. We'll be dancing in honor of one of our best friends, Jesse King. Jesse is also a part of club volleyball, but a lot of us would consider him family. Immediately, freshman year, Alex and I clicked with Jesse and all the other new members of club volleyball. We went to the dining hall together for a lot of our meals, spent weekends together, and ended up going on vacations together. It really does feel like family to us.
Going into junior year, Jesse was supposed to live with myself and a few of our other friends, but he was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in March of 2021. He's been through chemotherapy, it's been a year since he's finished radiation, and we can officially say that he has no active cancer. Currently, he's undergoing physical and cognitive therapies.
Thanks to Thon and Four Diamonds, the King family and many other families have yet to see a bill related to medical expenses, hotels, parking, gas fees, and all other related travel expenses. It just goes to show that every dollar raised truly does go a distance. It allows families to focus on the recovery of their child as opposed to financial stress.
Because of this, we've got to spend a lot more time with Jesse and his family, who are the nicest people in the world. They throw awesome tailgates, and every time we see them, a little bit more of the Jesse that we know and love peeks through.
Until then, we are fully committed to the mission of Thon and Four Diamonds by raising funds to support the Kings and all the other families affected by childhood cancer.
With Thon less than 100 days away, we're asking that you consider donating. Regardless of the amount, it will make an immense impact. To donate to our donor drive, please scan the QR code or click the included link.
If donating isn't in your cards today, please share this video with those around you. Help us get our fundraising past the finish line.
This is a race that families can't afford to lose.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
At Coolray Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical, we've proudly been the leader in serving the Southeast since 1966. And nobody is more committed to delivering industry-leading excellence to the Nashville community than we are. We're number one because we've got the best and brightest HVAC technicians, plumbers, and electricians. And you can count on us 24/7, 7 days a week. Go to coolray.com to learn more.
Oh, yes, and we are back. Appreciate you guys staying in there. Stella, you said I'll be here waiting for those trucks. You shall have them. You wouldn't believe the amount of turnout I've got here so far. Right now, eyeballs out there, I've got about 37. So it is going to be a packed one here at Texas, and we're taking an unfortunate look at Preston Cranmer sliding out of control here a little bit. I want to see if I can grab a hold of a driver down here and have a little conversation with him down in Turn 1 Racing. Let me see if I can bring him up here. Let's see if I can grab a hold of him. Christopher Schaefer. Hey, do you got a copy on me out there, bud?
Sure do.
All right, man. Dude, talk to me about Texas here so far. I'm sure you've been putting some practice time down. How concerned are you about the track here tonight?
I'm not so much worried about the track. Maybe some competition. Just I want to qualify good, be up front, and stay out of trouble.
Well, that's easier said than done. It's going to be definitely a tough one out there. Who have you found out there that really you can work around? Is it just Turn 1 Racing, or is there any other people out there that you can kind of call a teammate?
Mostly Turn 1. Me, Matt Robinson, and Andy Patton. We're all running together. And when Robert's out there, I feel like I can run around him and be safe. Other than that, it just depends. Brad, if he's up there, I feel like I can run around him and not worry about too much, Alrighty,
last week, if I'm not mistaken, Truck Series, 6th place is where you ended up. I'm sure you're aiming higher than that. Probably a podium position here tonight?
That's the goal. I mean, I'm the defending winner, so I got to win this one.
Alrighty, man. Well, we will keep an eye on you, Chris Schaefer, in the 23. Hey, hopefully you leave the Magna in pit road. Don't let anybody hit you tonight.
Listen, I feel like I have a target somewhere in my truck, so I'm definitely going to try to leave it there.
Alrighty, we'll keep an eye on you, bud. Chris Schaefer in the 23 Chevrolet. Good luck to you, bud.
You too. Thank you.
All right, Chris Schaefer. Let's see if we can get it squared away. I know they're getting ready to lock and load here pretty soon for qualifying. Definitely one to keep an eye out for. Fastest on the track. I do want to mention Joseph Canellis right now is the fastest on the track with a 29.73. Meeting that is Neil Strausser in the 68 Ford. So we'll keep an eye on all these guys here so far and let them get squared away. I know pit stall, everybody's kind of locking and loading here in pit. Andy Patton out here. Jacob Butcher. Man, oh man, oh man, this should be This should be really a heck of a race here tonight. I want to talk about last week, though, while we got a little bit of time. Sean Grace ended up winning that race. Brad Wetzel came in second, and Matt Robinson came third. So we'll watch out for Matthew Robinson out there in the 15 machine and see how he does. I know he is out there right now, fourth in practice here so far, but that isn't going to make a dang bit of difference until these guys until they qualify. He could qualify 19th and be kind of in a real bad spot. Stephen Goldner came fourth. Christopher Berger, Chris Berger, not Berger, Berger into fifth. Chris Schaefer was sixth. Andrew Smith came seventh. Preston Cranmer into the eighth position. Devo came ninth, and Jeffrey Kemper into 10th. So awesome job out of these drivers here tonight, and we'll have a better shot out there. Gary Sigelkow, he's sitting 23rd, and I know he's definitely been trying his best out there. But let's take a look at the race. Let's take a look at the race and what we've got coming up here so far and what it's getting ready to look like here at Texas Motor Speedway for the Tim Chapman Pickup Cup. 75 laps we got locked and loaded for this one. 2 fast repairs. Of course, unlimited tires. Let's not make it too hard for these guys. But where we're going to make the pinch, that 50% fuel limit's going to be the key. And I've seen week in and week out, that just seems to be the hardest time and the hardest place for some guys to figure out. Sometimes they're winning by 4 laps, or we're 4 laps from finish and we're running out of gas. So it's definitely going to be a tight one there. Also, a 24 incident limit. I think some of these guys may or may not bump that edge of that run for that incident limit. Once they hit that 24, unfortunately, they will be sent back to the garage. But appreciate everybody joining us here at the Gambler and Motorsports Topside Tuesday. 67 degrees out there on that track. Boy, did you see that? That's going to be ugly. That's definitely going to be ugly. Looking at it right now, 67 on the track, 65 in the air. The wind shouldn't play too much here. Normally, once you start seeing wind about that 13, 18 miles an hour, that's where it's ugly. That's where it starts pushing trucks around the track. So this should be nice, cool, be able to maintain the temperature out there on the track and be perfectly fine for the rest of these guys to maintain. Roland Olson sitting 33rd. Terry Landis, we had a chat with him, getting a third place finish, sitting right now 35th. But he's just now getting onto the track. And I know what kind of these guys want to settle in here a little bit. Let's give these guys some practice. To me, there's no such thing as too much practice. John Hines sitting 21st out there. And that is going to bring us to you-know-what, qualifying. So let's see what they've got for us here at our best times at Texas Motor Speedway. A great Dustin Renstedel out there. And if I am not mistaken, Mr. Brandon Ishcanyon will be ready, locked, and loaded here for RC tonight. Definitely excellent to have not 1 but 2 race controls. So eyeballs are all over the track out here tonight. To really make sure everything is done the way it is supposed to be. We're taking a look right now here at the 71 of John Hine. He is actually race control for the Xfinity League. You'll be able to see that for the other asphalt part of the Coast2Coast Racing League. Travis Piercefield and the Extreme eSpeed TV will be handling that on Thursdays. So far on a pretty good winning streak here so far was Aiden Young in the 69 machine. I am not seeing the 69 suiting up tonight. So definitely when Aiden Young does show up out here, he can really put on a hot shot. I don't know if something happened here to John Hine. He's supposed to be nailing down a time here, but no can do. Nothing here at this point. Let's go ahead and see if we can find some times out there. Let's see if we can find Jeremy Tate. Jeremy Tate's sitting 4th. Oh, man, we had a chat with Chris Schaefer right now, sitting 4th. Excellent. Boy, look at my ticker doing that little hiccup. Disgusting. See if we can give this thing a new life out there. There we go. Now we'll mix it up in a different spot. That makes sense. Chris Schaefer right now sitting in the top spot, 23. But Robert Lynch goes even faster. 29.80 for Robert Lynch Jr. in the 121 Chevrolet here. Excellent job here. Really on the move. Look at this. Man, oh man, oh man. Out there in the chat, dang ticker. Yeah, I know that thing hiccups every once in a while. I like running the NASCAR with the NASCAR trucks, and we run the Indy style with the dirt. This should be good right now. Robert Lynch doing a great job. Matthew Robinson and his Ford getting third. Definitely resuming exactly where he left off. Holy cow. Yeah, if you want to talk consistency, some of these guys right now, Kyle Moonen, 5th position. Jeffrey Kemper, 10th. We just got to not get him mashed up this time. John Hine back here in the 22nd. Steve Mauer's still out there. Let's see if we can find Steve Mauer. There he is. Can't miss him in the 888. Looking pretty good here so far. Steve Mauer right now sitting in the 21st position. I think that should do it. I think just about everybody's qualified out there. I think Roland Olson's getting some times down here. But it's from what I'm seeing, he's got 2 laps in the book. See if he can kind of squeeze anything else out of that truck. Gary Sigelkow is going to lay down his time. We'll tune in to him here in just a second. See if Roland Olson here in the 48 Chevrolet can do anything. We'll move to the 25 Chevrolet. Oof, Roland Olson stays 30th. Gary Sigelkow. Let's see if we can get him up there. Yeah, interesting enough, it's not showing Gary Sigelkow with any sort of a time. I don't know if he's been black flagged or if he kind of, something happened here. All right, let's go ahead and kind of talk about what we've got going on here for points. And Chris Schaefer right now, we had a chat with him pre-race. Our points leader, now granted, only by 2 points. Points leader here so far, Preston Kramer sitting 2nd. Gavin Chatham in the 3rd, Sean Grace 4th, and Brad Wetzel in the 5th. Matthew Robinson, I'll have my eyes out for him sitting 6th. Roland Olson in the 7th. Tied for 8th is Nathan Aldrich and Zach Chapman. And 10th position is Steven Goldner. If I'm not mistaken, I believe most of these guys are out here tonight. So, mashing each other to pieces. Hopefully not, but we're going to try. That's going to do it for our qualifying session. Man, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty excited about this. Let's see what we got lining up here. Out there on the track, Matthew Robinson already out there. Yes, he is. All right, let's get locked and loaded and go through our starting grid here tonight. Robert Lynch and Sean Gray starting in row 1. Matthew Robinson, Joseph Canellis, row 2. Kyle Moonen, Neil Strauss, row 3. And 4 will be Chris Schaefer, Zach Chapman. Jeremy Tate sitting 9th with Jeffrey Kemper on the outside of row 5. Sitting 10th, Nathan Aldrich in 11th. And Pat Boyce starting 12th. Tim Chapman, obviously, the league sponsor, sitting 13th. Christopher Berger in 14th. Jacob Butcher 15th. And Connor Ross on the outside of row 8 and 16th. Joe Backus 17th with Brad Wetzel. Definitely a hard start for him starting in the back here. Preston Kramer right now sitting 2nd in points, 19th in qualifying. Yikes. But we're going to see if he can get his charge back up front. Admin of the C2C League, I'm sure he can. Mark Gilbert starting 20th. Brendan Lacey into the 21st position. Steve Mauer 22nd. John Hines sitting 23rd, and this is going to be pretty tight here on row 12 with Trent Verstraeten sitting 24th. You wouldn't believe it. It keeps going. Andy Patton starting 25th with Terry Landis in the 26th position. Will Sargent into 27th with Butch Baker 28th. 15th row will start with John Rayner and Barry Goldner. Roland Olson will start 31st with Dustin Sargent in the 32nd. Talk about dirt guys coming out. Dustin Sargent out here. Alex Pomerleau in the 33 with Brandon Ishkanyon. Of course, is RC. Dustin Renstedel 35th. He will be RC as well. That puts Gary Sigelkow in the 36th position and Steven Bixler in 37th. So these two guys here in 36 and 37 will slide up into another one. So the way I am looking at it, I got about 35 drivers out here onto the track. Stella, that is a formidable field. You are correct. Apparently, no one wanted to miss Texas here tonight, and I don't blame them. Should be a good run here. Out of all these drivers, they've got a chance. We see them filing off of pit road here to get this underway for Texas Motor Speedway. I know some drivers were a little concerned coming out of Charlotte into Texas. Kind of the same idea, kind of the same shape, just a lot bigger. And kind of really where these guys are going to place and how well they're going to do. Now, if you guys have tuned in to Simtrax Broadcasting before, we'll see Robert Lynch leading in the front. He's done it before. So he's going to be feeling pretty confident about where he's starting. Sean Grace, man, I tell you what, if he comes back here with back-to-back wins, that's going to be something for him. So Sean Grace winning last week in the Truck Series. With his win, it moved him up 6 spots in the points, sitting 4th. So if he continues this streak at this point, should be looking pretty good. Right now, the top 5 are all within about 30 points. Let's get this one going here. Green flag is out. Robert Lynch is going to start the race here at Texas Motor Speedway. Should be a good run here so far as they dive into turn 1. The key here to Texas is turn entry. If turn entry's fumbled here, your exit and your mid-turn are going to be ruined. After Texas and their remodeling here, they've taken away some of that banking, so the middle of the turn almost flattens out. And apparently somebody has found that out. We're under caution. Dustin Sargent was in this one. Looks like the 377 Chevrolet may have bent it. Let's go ahead right to it. Figure out exactly what happened with the 377 machine, and I'm probably guessing exactly what I called here. Let's take a look. 377 on the outside. Let's speed it up just a hair here. Looks like 377 work on the outside. Uh-oh. Something's actually happening in front of him here. Yeah, it looks like Maurer, actually in the 888 machine, got caught up in this. But let's follow 377 around, where a little net code goes ahead and gets a hold of him here. And it looks like the back half of the field's blinking out here. I didn't even see Steven Bixler. Steven Bixler came out of nowhere. Man, this is going to be a nasty one to unravel here. 888 of Steve Maurer. And then you've got the 88 of Trent Verstraeten here on the bottom. Now, the 88, the 888 gets loose here. And looks like he tries to get out of the way and gives him a little nudge. Can't blame him. Got to do it. But then it kind of continues here. I'm trying to see if I can find a better angle. He clips the inside wall. And that's where it kind of ruins everybody else's race from here. Yeah, the 092 Will Sargent gets it. And Dustin Sargent gets it. But watch Steven Bixler kind of come out of nowhere here. Boop. There he is. I don't know where he came from. Just kind of blinked him out here. So definitely a nasty start to this race here. But RC will be on top of it. Keeping an eye out there for what's going on in the rest of the race here at this point. Will Sargent, Dustin Sargent, and Steve Maurer down pit. Should have a faster pair, but I don't know if these guys got broken enough that they weren't able to continue. So I'm sure Robert Lynch would like to race this one under green, but winning under caution is just as good. Definitely makes it easy for some lead laps here for the 121 of Robert Lynch. mind if you guys are looking to go out there and kind of considering out here thinking the Asphalt League. You know, Coast to Coast is not just dirt. These guys run asphalt as well, obviously. But if you'd like to go ahead and try your hand at it, c2crl.com, you know where to go. We'll talk about it all the time. We broadcast 10 divisions. I think they got about 20 of them out there. Personally, I like the midgets and the 410s. They're pretty crazy. Definitely something good out there. Here is the Tim Chapman Pickup Cup here for the Truck Series. And Roland Olson and Alex and Olivia's Race for Childhood Cancer Xfinity Series on Thursdays. Definitely a lot of tough drivers out there as well. Aiden Young, I believe, pulling off the win last week. I believe Marty Zakala also held an Indy race, and Aiden Young got a hold of that one. That's why I was kind of excited to see if I could see if the 69 machine was going to make it out here tonight, but I think he had a few things outside come into play, but it happens. It happens. We'll get it A-okay. The only thing I am excited about right now is that white car in the front. Those lights are out. I'd like them to stay out. I'd like somebody to take a hammer out there and beat it off the top of that car. So I don't want to see it on the track anymore here tonight. Sean Grace will be in second. Kyle Moonen starting third. Matthew Robinson in fourth. And Chris Schaefer fifth. Points leader sitting fifth. Got to feel pretty comfortable about that. But Joseph Canellis is not one to sleep on here. Highest salty dog in the room. See if he can walk away with another dog bone here tonight. Not going to be easy at all. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Very, very good. Liking what I'm seeing here so far. 34 trucks out here in Texas. This should be a good one. You know who else I don't see? The 77 of Bob Light. Boy, you want to talk about throwing a wrench in the mix. Get him out here. But Robert Lynch, Sean Grace. Staying 1 and 2 at this point. Let's do it again. Restart underway. Man, Chevy, Ford, Toyota, 1, 2, and 3 here at this point. Away we go, stretching their legs here a little bit. Let's see if we can keep it here and keep it solid. Outside line will come in, but some of these guys may want to try the bottom. Robert Lynch gets a little loose. Looks like he might have got nudged there from Matthew Robinson. Boy, if I'm not mistaken, that's probably the number 2 back there of Christopher Berger. Boy, he's pushing his way around. Not excited about being behind the 72 of Zach Chapman. All right, hands up in the air. We got us a green flag. Yes. Keep it going. Christopher Berger up 1 position, sitting 13th. Got it going around here so far. Let's see if, oh, no. Yellow flag. Looks like John Hines got some damage on the front of that car. Had been John Hine in the 092 here, Will Sargent. All right. Gonna go back here for our second caution. See kind of what we see here. John Hine actually started with this damage. But I think it's actually Maurer here. Yeah, Steve Maurer looks like he checked up a little bit there, started getting loose. And the 092 Will Sargent kind of finished him off. For any Toyota or Ford fans, that's how we take out Chevrolets around here. Dang. Less than 10 laps, so we only got 2 cautions in this one. Definitely, these guys are going to have to clean it up here a little bit before RC has to get really involved. Really involved by single file. Definitely may be in play here. If I were a racer, the last thing I would want is single file. I will admit, you know, doing it back from the 90s, early 2000s, you know, being single file, it made it much harder. But at least you could probably try to get a run on the guy. Here, being double wide, it gives you another chance. You know, Sean Grace isn't having to start behind Robert Lynch. He'll be starting next to him. So it makes it a lot easier for passing. Makes it a lot, you know, more exciting. But, you know, if we keep kind of mashing these guys up, that's what's going to happen. But Kyle Moonen in the 24 Chevrolet has got himself into third here. Seems Matthew Robinson fell victim to him. Right now, biggest mover of the race is Steven Bixler in the 75 Chevrolet, sitting 26th. Right now, he's up 11 positions here. So Steven Bixler can keep his charge clean and going forward. So, any of those viewers out there, who are you rooting on to kind of take this one away? Because right now, to me, it's still too early to call. Really, who's there? So far, most of our laps have been under caution, unfortunately. But it's all right. It's a building league. These guys will get themselves squared away. Got somebody else I'm missing. Where the world is Roger Craig? Where's that 747 truck? I don't see him out here. All right, looks like John Hine and actually Butch Baker came down pit here. That might be interesting. Come down and get a little extra fuel. John Hine seeing he's already in the back of the field, why not? Might as well. Robert Lynch still in the lead. I do want to apologize one more time to you guys. I know the stream did drop out on the first round, but we've got it squared away from here. Like a quick little hiccup on the motherboard here to kind of say, nope, can't do any more, and it said it had enough. So I went ahead and locked up the streaming, but down a minute and a half, back up, like nothing happened. So hopefully rebounding, like some of these drivers out here are going to rebound and try to put on a better show here. Pace car light should go out, so these guys are going to start double stacking again. There they go. As a racer, this is one of those moments you get double stacked, now the heart rate starts to pick up once again. All right, here we go. You know, you're starting to pack them all together, squeeze together, figure out, all right, who am I around, because you were single file. You know, Christopher Berger, you're looking at Jeffrey Kemper out the driver window. So it's something to kind of feel at that point. You know, it's boy, what is happening? You know, here we go. You look in the rearview mirror here. We're riding along with Christopher Berger here in the 2 Toyota. It's kind of the feeling you get. What's getting ready to happen? What do I do? How do I stay calm? These guys can get it done. Pace car lights are out. A couple of these drivers pretty excited about that. Sitting in Kyle Moonen's passenger seat here. All right, Barney, get ready. Pace car is off. Restart zone. Robert Lynch takes off. Excellent idea, because Kyle Moonen's going to want to run him down. Robert Lynch really leaving him here in the dust. I think Robert Lynch is really going to have to weigh his options here when he will and will not need to pit. This many cautions, this is extending his time of when he will need to pit. So far, so good from Robert Lynch here in front of Kyle Moonen. Boy, look at Kyle Moonen. Look at this run. Let's see if him and Lynch can keep it clean here. Lynch staying out front. Moonen not bumping him yet. Look at Joseph Canellis getting the run into one. Down low. Chris Schaefer's up toward the top. Everything looking good here so far as Joseph Canellis stays on the bottom. Rotating around, definitely looks like Nathan Aldrich. Not wanting to waste any time and continue and follow along with Joseph Canellis. Battle for the lead. Moonen gives the 121 a shot here. But Matthew Robinson really in that danger area if these guys get tangled up. Watch out for these two guys here so far. Let's get a little closer. Oh, yeah. Kyle Moonen starting to kind of wait and see if this 121 is going to mess anything up here. So far, Robert Lynch is holding steady, trying to break that draft. That's why you see him down toward the bottom. But back toward the bottom they go. Kyle Moonen kisses it off below the paint line. Got to be careful. Oh, yeah. Good switch up here. Matthew Robinson on the bottom, leaving Kyle Moonen toward the top. Where does Canellis go? That's going to switch it up. Moonen with the run. Battle for the lead. Oh! Oh! Kyle Moonen, hold on. Kyle Moonen drifts it around 1 and 2 there to keep it held together. Lynch nudged him on the inside of that left quarter panel there, and that is exactly what you see. Excellent driving. Unfortunately, from the lead back to 9th. But after all that mix-up, that allowed Robinson and Joseph Canellis to get around Robert Lynch, who's been your leader here all night, and has now put Matthew Robinson and his 15 Ford in the lead. So far, you can see from this angle, that high line is the better one to run. Not as much wear on that right front tire. Right now, if I were Robinson, now's the time to get away because Joseph Canellis is coming. Canellis up 2 positions from where he started here. In second, looking for the lead. Getting a good stretch of green flag laps here. Seems a lot of what we had last week. Seems we had 3 or 4 cautions, right? 2 cautions right there at the beginning. And then we had almost a 30 lap stretch before the next. If we can have that here tonight, I'd love it. Keeps Matthew Robinson here in the lead. Joseph Canellis sitting second. Robert Lynch now under fire here by Nathan Aldrich. Aldrich gives a little shot there to 121 Chevrolet. As Robert Lynch trying to really force his will here on Nathan Aldrich. 514 having to dial back as that 121 is claiming just about 3/4 of the track here. Not one to let anybody get by. Let's check back in on Kyle Moonen, who's still falling back here to the 10th position. A little damage to the left side of that truck and a little extra tire wear from the slide. He survives, but it continues. Oh, Christopher Berger, something made connection there as it looks like Berger made contact with Brad Wetzel. Kyle Moonen, again, bam, more damage right front. So right now he's got to be feeling pretty, upset here at this point on the front end of this truck. A little damage there to that right front fender. He's going to continue the charge here down the backstretch. Kyle Moonen down to 11th. Let's keep it going here. Neil Strausser still 6th. From where he started, still holding 6th. So right now not moving at all this race. Everyone else has. Caution. Andy Patton. It looks like Andy Patton and John Rayner are around. Oof, got a few of them. Steve Mauer's around. And I believe that is Alex Pomerleau. Yes, it is. All right. Now, Simtrack's broadcasting caution replay here. See if we can kind of see what happens in this area. Kind of figure out what happens together. 35 slides up. Oof. There's Brendan Lacey in the 414. 397 gets into the 87. Man. Yeah, just that extreme bottom-low line is not really the place to run. It's so dangerous. A little nudge on that white paint can end up slowing you up. And then bad things kind of happen. But I want to try to take a peek actually at Pomerleau here and see if kind of if this thing loosened up on him or something bad happened here. Because I don't know. Yeah, it looked like the 87 kind of came down into him. Yeah, I think Andy Patton just kind of rolled down into that 397. And that undid it from there. Man, Steve Maurer just can't get away. All right, as we come back under, still under caution, but back in the pit road, 90% of these drivers. The only one who stayed out right at this point is Roland Olson. So the race off pit road. Nathan Aldrich, Jacob Butcher, Matthew Robinson, and Robert Lynch, 1 through 5. Joseph Canellis lands 6th, Chris Schaefer in the 7th, Neil Strausser 8th, Terry Landis in 9th, and Zach Chapman in that 10th position. Definitely, it's starting to become harder and harder out there for these drivers to kind of figure out, really a way around here that is not treacherous. I think most of these wrecks are happening in the back, but an excellent job there by Kyle Moonen. With that slide, not taking out the rest of the field. That could have been nasty. That could have been a very nasty crash. Something to see here. Roland Olson not pitting. He last pit on lap 1. See about a 13-second pit stop time. So that is going to kind of mix it up here just a little bit of what kind of things can happen out there. Let's see what we can do here. Let me see. Hopefully he's not tangled up in too much stuff here. Hopefully he's not tangled up here in too much stuff. Zach Chapman, you got a copy on me here, bud?
Yeah, hey, what's going on, Patrick?
All right. This race is, I wouldn't say it's eye-pacing, but what are you seeing is kind of the hardest part out here at Texas?
I'm not too sure. To be honest, it seems like a lot of the stuff has been at the back. Lap 1, I did get a little loose in front of the field, but luckily I had a good driver behind me. Jeff Kemper checked up and got a chance to save it. But, there when on the last pit stop, I didn't even take tires. Don't feel like I need them yet. I'm going to just try to save them here to the end. Hopefully we get a long green flag run here and I'll have an extra set of tires on everybody else.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys did it back at Charlotte. Once those 2 or 3 cautions got out of the way, it was a 30-lap run. It stretched out much better, and you saw the racing actually got a lot better and increased during that time. Kind of from your angle here, sitting right now in 9th place, you're down, unfortunately, 1 spot from where you started. Is right front tire wear a big factor here, or is the fuel mileage a big factor?
The right front tire wear, if we can keep it under green, it is going to be a factor for sure. But they're looking at my numbers. I have 97% all along the right front there after that green flag run. So I'm glad I didn't take tires. Felt like I would have wasted them.
No, definitely, for sure. All right, you are on the outside of Terry Landis, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Either that or you're next to Brad Wetzel. We'll see how you guys stack up. Pace car lights are out. Zach, give me a shout out while I got you up here, bud, in case bad things happen.
Hey, man, all my teammates at Gambler, you up there, Patrick, got you on the truck. You do a great job in the booth, man. My dad for putting this the sponsorship deal on, and of course Roger and all the guys at Coast to Coast for putting their time and dedication into this.
Yes. All righty. Good luck to you, Zach.
Thanks, Patrick. Hope I talk to you at the end here.
Oh, I hope so too. All right, we're gonna send him back to the Gambler Motorsports team down there with John Hine, his dad Tim Chapman. Let's get it done. Zach Chapman starting 9th. We talked to him. Roland Olson will be starting in the front. Now, Roland Olson may know something we don't. Him with a 13-second pit stop, he might not be able to pit because he might have used some tires, maybe? But it's going to be interesting, seeing that we got Roland Olsen, who didn't pit, and everyone else behind him has pit. If they got tires, they may blow past this 48, and trouble may ensue. Let's get it done. Green flag is out. Matthew Robinson immediately with a second-place shot gets around Jacob Butcher in the 85 Ford. So far, so good is the stretch out. Chris Schaefer on the bottom side here of Joseph Canellis. Canellis looking pretty strong there on that outside line, and we got a tangle up here. Brad Wetzel's around. Oh. Did we survive? Brad Wetzel. No caution. Brad Wetzel is now all the way down to the 28th position and blown to pieces. But have no fear, he'll have another shot as we are back under caution for actually something different. Nathan Aldrich, I think Pomerleau. No. Nathan Aldrich, Sigelcow, and John Rayner. Wow. Wow. You know, I actually want to roll back and see exactly what had to Brad Wetzel out of turn 2. Did he get loose by himself, or was it assisted? And then after that, we can kind of take a peek what happened around the Gary Sigelcow area out there, and hopefully it doesn't get worse for him. Let's see. Right now, where's Brad? There he is. Oop. Here. Should be seeing him here on the inside of the 72. Whoa! Yeah, I can't say. Brad Wetzel was getting loose there, and Zach Chapman didn't have anywhere to go. And kind of popped him there. Yeah, he rotated way up in front of that 72 machine. Now let's go ahead and take a look here at Gary Sigelcow in the 25. Okay. Oh, Berger into the paint. Oh, drops it right off the table there. Good move here by the 514, but he's got nowhere to go. Oh, man. Oh, the 514. No. So close. Nathan Aldrich is like, I got it. No. Smushed. So no can do. Some of these drivers are heading back down pit road. Gary Sigelcow to be exact here. Quick touch and go. And that's going to bring our new race leader, Matthew Robinson. Like Roland Olsen came down pit on lap 26. So your usual suspects. 1, 2, and 3. Robinson, Lynch, and Canellis. Points leader, Chris Schaefer, sitting 4th. Pretty slick out there. Alrighty, let's tune in here to the C2C live chat. Roger Craig is on holiday with his wife celebrating their anniversary. Alright. Bill Calder. Man, come on, Bill. Really? I'm not mistaken. Bill Calder, I think if you were out here, bud, we'd have a gold bone. He's saying 6 salty dogs are in the race, so a silver bone is up for grabs. Alright. If I remember, I thought I talked to Roland Olsen on one of those broadcasts, and he was telling me that no matter how many, it's golds out here on the Asphalt League. But Bill, you're the man in charge. I'll take your word for it. Let's go ahead and look at some of our biggest movers here. Terry Landis. He's up 21 positions, sitting 5th. Good job. Let's look at Brennan Lacey. 10 positions, sitting 11th. 11 positions, Butch Baker. Let's stay around the high area with Steven Bixler. 19 positions, sitting 18th. Barry Goldner, up 10, sitting 20th. And Gary Sigelcow, even after that little tangle up there, up 11 positions, sitting 25th. Not a bad run by some of these drivers out there. Couple losing, couple gaining. What I am baffled at this point, Neil Strausser is still in 6th. The only driver not to move a position. So not Interesting. Maybe that number 6 spot for the 68 is exactly where he needs to be. All right, rally caps. Let's get it green here. Robert Lynch and Matthew Robinson here in the front row. Alrighty, if you guys like what you see, SimTracksBroadcasting.com hosting really a slew of races out there. I know Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but the following, Racing Revolution will pick back up beginning their playoff series at Michigan, so stay tuned for that. I am picking up a new Thursday league with the Doghouse Racing League. You'll be able to find me there, and then we'll keep our eyes out for other leagues considering to re-go or continue on with their broadcasting. I am here, of course, here with you tonight, Tuesday night, with C2C. The one and only. And if you're looking for the schedule for the Coast2Coast Racing League, take a guess where. C2CRL.com, that's where you got to go. Let's get Matthew Robinson ready for this one as he enters the restart zone. Away he goes. Finally getting some lead laps here from him. I know he's kind of been hanging out there in that fourth, fifth area, but he's now finally got a shot. Right now around turn 1, not too bad. I always get nervous on this turn 2 exit. 3 wide here, back with Preston Cranmer. Cranmer's going to try to send it here to the bottom. Oh, man, watch Terry Landis. Neil Strausser finally moving a position. Unfortunately, it's backwards down to 9th. Here we go. A lot of wiggling out of these drivers. What I would consider is probably wiggling as we're looking here at the temperature. 66 on the track. These guys aren't letting the tires heat up just yet. So they're pushing a lot harder than the tires are ready, so they aren't starting to melt. Melting means tacky, and we stick. Round and round these guys go. All right, take a look at that. Tim Chapman in the 37 next to Jeffrey Kemper there. Good to see Tim Chapman working his way back to where he started, at least, to 13th position now. 87, huge checkup here of Andy Patton. Not sure what happened there. So right now, the 71 of John Hines got to watch out as Christopher Berger in the 2 Toyota is going to have a mix-up here. Staying kind of back here toward the back right now. Robinson's still out in front by half a second in front of Joseph Canellis. And Robert Lynch about half a second off of him. So the front 3 are spreading apart pretty far. But these right now are your battles here on the track. So far, so good. We talked to Zach Chapman. He's in the 6th. He's got to run down Chris Schaefer. Schaefer's about 0.4 of a second ahead of him. So far, so good out of a run here. We'll see, actually, if Joseph Canellis is starting to pick up the pace here a little bit. But I think we're going to be brought to a screeching halt. Pat Boyce is around. All right, we are up to a handful of cautions here. Boy, oh boy, and some of the viewers out here are not going to be happy about this one. Taking a look, we just were looking at the 71 of John Hine and the 2 of Chris Berger here. But Pat Boyce is on the top in the 41 Ford. I'll kind of see what happens here. Weird. All right, let me see if I can roll that back here just a little bit. Kind of see if we can get an angle, kind of. Yeah, somebody's going to call us an iRacing incident. It looks like John is still trying to dive to the bottom, but the 41 makes a connection here. 41, Steven Bixler, boom. No, Steven Bixler was doing so well, he was making his march up to the front. I think Gary Segelkow goes in and rearranges the back end of the 75 there toward the end. Yuck. Fortunately, Pat Boyce slides to a stop there before pit road. So the damage does not continue on to any of the other drivers. Alrighty, out there in the chat, Bill Calder, you had a problem and couldn't get in on time. That's alright, bud. You'll have another chance to race this track on Thursday night in the Xfinity Series. Unfortunately, Bill, it won't be with me. Travis Piercefield it will be. Pit stops are starting again, kind of for the back half of the field here. Neil Strausser maybe trying a little different pit strategy here. See if he pits now. If the cautions continue kind of the way they are, they may not have to pit again. Zach Chapman down pit. Oh yeah, this time I think he took tires. Definitely looking good here so far. Couple of drivers have moved. Joe Backus is in 6th. He's up 11 positions. Mark Gilbert. We don't talk about Mark Gilbert much. 76 Ford out here. He's up 13 positions. So far, so good out of him. Panama, New York. Huh. Alright, Andy Patton's been in a lot of trouble here tonight. He's in 11th position, up at least 14. Alright. Trying to bring you guys the best of the action of the Coast to Coast Racing League here. Pretty good here so far. Single file, we still are. Now, one of the ideas from some of these drivers is kind of to outpit one another, but you definitely got to get some green flags under your belt to kind of square this away. You know, make sure you get a good angle. Joseph Canellis, he's going to be making a bid for a win here. And kept an eye a lot on him. Past few runs for sure. Let's take a look back there at Joseph Canellis. Riding along with our leader, Matthew Robinson. I think it's pretty funny. I've been riding Matthew Robinson about this paint scheme. I left him alone last week, but I'll poke it again. He had the wonderful idea to come back and tell me to put a paint scheme on his car then. So that's where we came up with Young Gun Creations, held by Aiden Young, now a proud sponsor of the Coast to Coast Racing League. Well, excuse me, of SimTrack Broadcasting and the Coast to Coast Racing League. So he'll definitely be looking to throw out some paint schemes. See if we can square that 15 away. Right now, everything looking pretty solid. Bruins did pretty well the other day. We are double filing again. So Matthew Robinson, Joseph Canellis, front row. Kyle Moonen sitting 3rd, Robert Lynch 4th. Chris Schaefer will be 5th, and Joe Backus in 6th. Mark Gilbert 7th, and Jeffrey Kemper 8th. And starting in the final 5th row of the top 10, Tim Chapman and Butch Baker. So right now, Tim Chapman, last time he pit was lap 21. Most of these guys from from Andy Patton up have all pit lap 20 or one lap later, 21. The rest of everybody else has pit back on lap 26 or 35. So, will tires be a factor? Per Zach Chapman? No. But definitely an idea to throw on a new set of tires now, rather than wait. As we see him wrapping through 3 into 4. Steve King Foundation pace car will be off the asphalt here momentarily. There it is. Matthew Robinson going to see if he can continue his great restarts here. Away he goes. Yes. Looking pretty good there so far. Still have 30 trucks out there on the racetrack, taking a ride along here with Tim Chapman. Yes, yes, yes. Looks like most of the field here is looking pretty solid. You want to talk about man on the move. Kyle Moonen has returned from the back, now back to the front. Second place is where he is, but man, he's got a fast 15 Ford in front of him. He's got to run down. Seems to be pretty well. You see Kyle Moonen using that turn to help scoop him in, riding a lot higher, and his entry is much later. So Kyle Moonen, and it's working. Shaves off almost 0.2 of a second there on his turn exit. Right now, Matthew Robinson will be under fire here momentarily. But he blocks the bottom. So far, so good. Seems he's holding this distance through 3 and 4. But does Moonen do it again? Holds a lot higher. Let's see if this turn exit changes. 24 with the run. Making the move, taking a look. Kyle Moonen decides against it. Not time. Definitely good moves here so far. Green laps underway. This is exactly what you want to see. Diving into turn 1. Looks like Kyle Moonen is now actually starting to follow the line of Matthew Robinson. But some of these other guys are changing. Canellis a little later out of the turn. Chris Schaefer trying to hold on to the top 3. So far, so good out of the top 5 at this point. Rotating actually back here to Christopher Berger. Battles are now starting to ensue between him and Joe Backus, Sean Grace, and Jeffrey Kemper area. Sean Grace sitting 9th right now, unfortunately down 7 positions from where he started. Toyota's having a lot of trouble here tonight. Definitely had a quick pit stall time. So no tires were taken by Sean Grace in the 27 Toyota. So that may be playing a little bit of a factor here. Around this turn. Right now, Sean Grace still underneath the 46ers Joe Backus. Anything closer? Still has a fender on him, just barely. But 27's going to end up burning up his tires here, hanging toward the bottom. Definitely going to need to start putting some distance on him as we only got 30 left to go. But that is going to be brought to a screeching halt, as I believe Nathan Aldrich is caught in another one. Nathan Aldrich has got to be careful getting to that incident limit here. Alrighty, actually, this may actually start a little farther up front. Barry Goldner in the 36 Toyota. Kind of taking a peek from our angle here. Roland Olson pops him here. Looks like kind of what happened to the 99 of Gavin Chatham at Atlanta. Little touch there with the right front fender. Gets Barry around 514 and Nathan Aldrich gets a huge lick on the bottom. Neil Strausser may have popped him there. Aldrich is around. Oh, man, Pomerleau. How did he avoid that one? Yeah, Nathan Aldrich kind of continues here. Looks like Pat Boyce pops him. And back up the track he goes again. Rotating back down. Look out. Oof. All right, pit road is heating up at this point. Actually, I want to rotate back here to lap 44 here. Kyle Moonen got a hold of Matthew Robinson. Here was the cut. And this is what the lead change was before the caution. Yeah, quick cut there by the 24. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. And that's where Matthew Robinson kind of lost the lead here. So that's going to mix up our leaders again. Right now I'm showing Jacob Butcher and Jeremy Tate here in the front row. Preston Kramer sitting third, Brendan Lacey in the fourth, and Terry Landis fifth. Roland Olson is up 25 positions, sitting sixth. I'm trying to see if we can get a drone out there and take a peek at his truck. Yes, he does. He's got some right front damage there. Woes do continue here. .48 out of 75 laps completed here. I know some of these guys like to get the hammer back down to it. This might be a heck of a time. So we're in Knoxville today. Texas is where we are. Tomorrow, Coolray Hometown Heroes back to Lincoln Speedway. And Thursday, small block 358s. I could be at Wheatland. And then I believe the big block's there as well. Then you'll have the NASCAR Xfinity Series. 75 laps there. To contend with at that track with those cars. And that, of course, be brought to you by Extreme Speed TV. And if you guys are trying to catch up with me next Tuesday, we'll be at the wonderful I-55. With the pro lates, and then in the trucks, we're going to head back to the short track. We're going to head to Richmond. So kind of a little bit flatter. Banking may be favorable to some. But Richmond being that the short 1 mile that it is, it should fare well for these guys. Definitely being dirt racers. Short track should work out well for them. Resuming the lead, Jacob Butcher and Jeremy Tate here in the front. Can't say resuming. Should be these guys' first time in the lead. Gary Sigurkow exited closed pit, so he will be EOL'd here. So to the back of the line he will go. Zach Chapman into sixth. Terry Landis in fifth. Terry Landis up 21 positions. Roland Olson up 25. Steven Bixler up 29. So far, a lot of hard chargers out here so far. But how long can they hold because the rest of the field is pit behind them? All pit back on lap 46. Butcher and Tate in the front row. Pit on 26. So will that 20 laps matter? We'll find out. Pace car is off. Green flag is out. Jacob Butcher with a good start here. Stay back here where I think some mess is going to happen. Back here with Joseph Canellis. Joseph Canellis, Terry Landis. Right now, Brendan Lacey. Highest spot of the night. Sitting fourth. Big run by Zach Chapman into three, rotating out of four. He may have the run. But one of my least favorite colors, yellow. Steven Bixler's around. Definitely telling by the tire streaks he was not the only one. Red lights are out. Pit lane is closed. A couple of guys entering pit lane closed, so hopefully they will not end up with a drive-through. It may just be an EOL. Let's take a look here. See if anything happened to what happened to Bixler here. Taking a look at Bixler. Let's rotate through. Matthew Robinson, Kyle Moonen, Sean Grace. See what we got here. Kyle Moonen on the bottom side of the 15. Oh, here it comes. Sean Grace rotating underneath. Oh, man. Yeah, Grace, I don't know on this one. Because from this angle, it looks like Grace is trying to give him all the room, but he is shooting the gap. So he is running out of room here. Underneath he goes, but it looks like he pops the bottom and then ricochets up. Yeah, I know some would say, oh, you know, maybe Grace should have backed out of that one or Bixler rotate up a little bit. But guys were there. Shame for Tim Chapman there. He's getting hammered there in that 37. Pat Boyce gave him a good lick. There we go. John Rayner using that middle pedal. Getting checked up there. .24 laps to go left in this one. Maybe 22 when we get back under green. Out there in the chat, guys. Tell me who you think might win this one. Help me out here a little bit. Let's try to get this bumping a little bit more here in the broadcast booth. We got a lot of things going on out there on the track. See what you guys are thinking. Preston Kramer showing right now with the lead. Terry Landis sitting second. Zach Chapman in third. Joseph Cannell's fourth. And Roland Olson sitting fifth. Spice it up a little bit here. See if I can find somebody. There we go. Maybe that's somebody. Seeing I don't think he is pitting at this point. Let's see if we can have a chat with him. Preston Kramer, you got a copy on me here, bud?
Yeah, I do.
All right, man. This race is getting kind of nasty out here. What's the key to staying up front here so far?
Well, you know, it's kind of interesting. We've Terry and I have been working, and we've kind of alternated strategies. I think we're on the same strategy as Zach Chapman. So it's going to be a little interesting towards the end because I think there was just two general strategies that guys are playing out. So I'm not sure which is better yet.
Alrighty. Have you found a lane out there that seems to be working a lot better?
Not really. It's moved throughout the run. You know, as it's gotten a little cooler, it's changed some. But not really. You kind of have to move up the track a little bit as the tires get older each run. But we haven't had a lot of green flag runs, but been burning the tires off pretty quick anyway.
All right. In case something bad happens to you, Preston, while I have you up here in the booth, go ahead and give me your shout-outs, man.
Yeah, I got to thank all my buddies over at Kreitz Sim Racing. We get out here and have a good time. It's no different tonight. Just out here palling around, have a good time racing with some people we trust racing around. And got to thank Galen's Homegrown Popcorn. And you can go to galenspopcorn.com and use code CART, get 15% off. It's fantastic popcorn. And then Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding and Kreitz Oval Track Parts. So all those guys support us real well. Just got to say thank you to them. Excellent.
Preston Kramer in the 07 Chevrolet. Good luck, bud.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, send Preston back Out there in the chat, looks like we got somebody voting. Looks like Zach. Calling out for Zach Chapman in the 7-2 Cool Ray. Looks like he's got a Young Gun Creation paint job there. Yes. All right, that puts us with Preston Kramer. Terry Landis here in the front row. He said they were teamed up. Well, they may have to team up on this restart here. As away we go. Hopefully we can get some green flag solid laps here. Preston Kramer right now staying in the front. Zach Chapman moves up to second. Zach Chapman's going to have to do a lot of work here to see if he can run him down. Right now, the top three, these guys have all pit back on lap 35. But the mix-ups happen behind, as Jeffrey Kemper being the first one who pit on lap 46 to break away. Starting to get mashed around. Roland Olson pinballing in between the 12 and the 46. As they rotate their way out of 4. So far, so good. Everybody's staying straight. 48 pops to 12 again. 12 trying to see if he can find a gap here. They're saying the 12, Mark Gilbert, would be the number 12 on the truck, but 76 in the ticker. So far, so good. Christopher Berger back up to 10th. Has to make a huge checkup. Looks like 46 and Joe Backus kind of cut him off there. And everybody kind of fighting for the same piece of real estate here, but somebody's got to give. Straightening out here a little bit, staying with Joe Backus. Backus might be trying to see if he can make a bid here for a farther spot. Roland Olson high. Rotating back underneath. He's going to dial in behind Alex Pomerleau. And now Robert Lynch is next to him. So far, right now, Roland Olson on the backtrack here. Falling backwards. Whoa, John Hine definitely checks up there. May have loosened. Good check by Robert Lynch in the 121 Chevrolet. Starting on the pole, sitting 13th. You can't be happy about that. Some green flag laps might help. Stella out there in the chat calling for Canellis. Canellis right now sitting 4th. 414 machine of Brennan Lacey here. Makes contact with Roland. Roland's around. Caution. I knew I shouldn't have gone away. I smelt something happening here. 8 cautions here so far. Right now, Preston Kramer's thinking, all right, well, I might be able to win this race. Don't have to drive away too far. He did have a sizable gap for that one. Seems I'm going to have to stretch out my my slideshow here of wrecked cars. Let's take another look at it. What do you say we go topside? Let's see if we can kind of look at it from the top here. What in the world? Yeah, Roland Olson was there on that top line. That was definitely weird. On the 48 of Roland Olson here. Right now I'm showing Roland Olson down pit. Yeah, Roland Olson looks like he's straight, but then something happens here. Trying to see if we can find an area that works out best. Kind of taking a look at this one. Kind of really where's the best area to kind of take a peek at what kind of brought this about. I don't know what kind of happened on this one. Yeah, I think this is actually Brad Wetzel here, who ended up getting in this tangle up here. I'm not Not 100% sure. Yeah, it looked like these two just made contact, sent them on around. That's all it takes, just a little bump. Getting to going about 160 miles an hour, and then you can make contact. That's exactly what's going to happen. Roland Olson getting hitting the 87 here. Tim Chapman trying to squeak through. As we head back live, Zach Chapman is coming back down pit road. 15 to go. So the juggling begins again. Zach Chapman in the 23rd spot, John Hine in the 24th. See if Hine can make it back out there. Something to kind of put in perspective. Some of these drivers are just having a heck of a time out there. Really ended up with a lot of trouble here. Well, let's see if I can find the professor. I want to get a take from the professor here. Let's get a take from the professor. John Hine, you got a copy on me?
I do.
All right. Well, this race is, I guarantee you, not going the way you expected.
Well, I've been kind of hanging out back, saving my tires, saving everything else here. I just got a pit road blend penalty there, so that kind of was a downer. But I got up to about 10th or so, and like I said, just trying to save my stuff here for this final pop. But I'm going to get up on the wheel here now and see how far up here we can climb.
All right. Well, I hope so. We have kind of had an eyeball on you, and you've got a few wrecked trucks back in the trailer. I mean, do we have any more backups?
Say that one more time.
We got a few wrecked trucks in the trailer, don't we? I mean, do you have any backups, fast repairs? Are we A-okay, or is this the last one?
No, I'm on my last round here. I had a couple of dings, so we're gonna have to hope for the best here from this. Be smart and not put ourselves in a bad spot, and pay attention to what guys are doing on the track in front of me. So if I see guys that are about to have some trouble, I got to make sure I'm in the right spot, not to get caught up in it.
It's definitely kind of weighing your options. Do you charge forward and end up in a wreck, or do you hang back? But the time is now 14 to go here.
Yeah.
John. Man, all right, give me a shout out.
I'm
about to go.
Just use some tracks TV. Thanks for coming on board here, and thanks for doing the broadcast. And we're gonna fire off here, and hopefully we can get to the end here and not cause any more wrecked trucks to go on trailers.
Oh yeah, not too many left. All right, John. Good job tonight, bud.
Thanks.
All right, good job and good luck for John Hine. Sitting 23rd right now. He's got to figure it out. Pace truck lights are off. Jeffrey Kemper, he's going to be the man on the loud pedal first. Chris Schaefer, our points leader, sitting to the outside. Let's go. Away they go. Quick separation by Jeffrey Kemper. Getting exactly what he needs. We got to watch out. Some of these drivers are really going to try to touch off here, off that grass. You drivers can get caught up when things like that start happening. Let's rotate a little farther back here. Once again, Kyle Moonen up to 5th. And Christopher Berger is going to battle along with him. Slicing it up back and forth. This is kind of what you see on the dirt. It's kind of that aggressive jerking move. That is not what you want to do here in the asphalt, but it's working for these guys right now. 12 to go here at Texas Motor Speedway. Berger dialed behind. The 46 of Joe Backus. Kyle Moonen in the 4th. Mark Gilbert sitting 3rd. Chris Schaefer in the 2nd. But what do you say? Oh, let's do it again. 9 cautions. Preston Cranmer is in this one. Leading the race to blown apart. All right, let's take a look at it from, what do you say, from the top. Preston Kramer's in the middle here. We're taking a look at Barry Goldner in the 36 on the outside. Sigelcow. Oh, whoa. I don't think Preston saw him. Oh, shot from the back. No, Tim Chapman. Look out, Pat Boyce. Man, just snuck out of that one. Looks like a little netcode clipped him anyway. All right, that may do it for some of those drivers. I don't know if Preston Kramer will be able to return after that one. No, he's been kind of mushed up a couple of times here so far. So far, I see Barry Goldner is still alive. Preston Kramer's down pit. Tim Chapman's down pit. And Butch Baker's heading his way down pit. And that keeps us in the lead with Jeffrey Kemper, Chris Schaefer, Mark Gilbert, Kyle Moonen, and Joe Backus 1 through 5. Pace car lights remain on for another pace lap here. Definitely taking a toll on some of the drivers out here. Yeah, it looks like number 15 and Matthew Robinson lost his internet. Maybe he had the same problem I had, that quick little hiccup there. Unfortunately, Matthew Robinson now 29th. Oof. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. The woes are not just for Matthew Robinson, for a lot of these other drivers. John Hine has gotten up to the 20th position. Race leader and pole sitter Robert Lynch sitting 10th now, so at least a top 10 may be within his grasp. Kyle Moonen returning back to the top 5. Points leader sitting second. Chris Schaefer would like to get a win here. So far, no wins yet for him. The winners of the races so far: Sean Grace has won one, Roland Olson, and Aiden Young. Aiden Young is a no-show right now. 48 of Roland Olson sitting 18th. And Christopher Schaefer sitting second. Let's see if this will be the final restart. To the Tim Chapman Pickup Cup. Pace car's off. All right, Barney. Show me that shoulder replacement. Yeah, looks good. We got that thing greased, working already. Single cow already there in the back, starting to shuffle the lineup. Couple guys biting the grass already. Schaefer knows he's got to stay out front. If there's another caution, he's going to be back behind again. Third place may be better for a restart. That way he can get sat behind the leader. Three-way we go in the 3. Schaefer on the outside, Moonin on the bottom. Mark Gilbert ducks out of that one. Ooh, whoa, boy, that's going to get a mouthful. Here they go. 46 is around Joe Backus. Looks like we got 2 handfuls of cautions here tonight. We'll roll it back again and take another look. Out there on the track. So this is where we saw Monin kind of pop Schaefer. 46. Around, catches Sean Grace. Oh, man, Sean, you had it, bud. I'll stay here with Sean Grace because I think it's the pileup stays up here. Boy, just not a whole lot to say about this. Just a lot of wrecked up race cars. Try to stay here with Robert Lynch. Man, back in it again. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Let's take a look here at John Hine. I don't know if his night has ended here. We had a chat with him. Let's see what he's got. Boy, he's really shooting the gap here. Ooh, a lot of speed. Oh, Rayner catches him. No. Boom. Gambler Motorsports teammate down. Oof. That's going to do it for him. Talked to him before. He is out of race cars. Alright, looks like we got a new person out there in the chat. Isaac Salas, glad to see you back out here, bud. He's rooting on Let's Go Mark. Right now, Mark Gilbert sitting 3rd position. Up 17 so far here in this race. Not too bad, Isaac Salas. I hope you have not been banned here from the asphalt. I don't see you out here, mister. But hopefully we'll see if Mark Gilbert can stay here in a top podium position. Cars look like they're already getting double filed here. John Landis, let's go Moon Pie. All right. Pace car lights is off. All right, Isaac Salas out there in the chat. I'll be coming back, big man. Too busy of a schedule and want to keep some time for the lady in my life. I'll get her another wheel. Have a race with you. What a dumb remark. What am I thinking? Alright. Oh, but you guys, if I am not mistaken, this should be our first green-white checkered. When we get to the line, they've got to complete one lap. White flag will be out. After that, if they want to crash and blow each other all to pieces, that'll be the time. Kyle Moonen looking to redeem himself here in this league. Push himself to a win. But Jeffrey Kemper's got something to say about that as he's going to take the last, hopefully the last restart here. Let's get where Barney is. Good jump by Kemper here, but not as good as he would have hoped. Kyle Moonen going to try to hold him tight. Just got to make it one solid lap here. And finish this one. Moonen cutting off the 12. Right now Mark Gilbert sitting third. Alrighty, keep it going here. Yes, you're right. The only lady is at Darlington. Lady in black. Alright, let's keep it going. Come on, almost to the line. Jeffrey Kemper. White flag is out. Last lap. Kyle Moonen, Jeffrey Kemper, Mark Gilbert. This is it. Kyle Moonen dives to the bottom. He really sends it in there, deep as he can. But he has to check up. Big time slide there by him into turn 1 and 2. Kyle Moonen going to have to play a lot of chase here. Right now Kyle Moonen's back down to third. Mark Gilbert capitalized on this, and Jeffrey Kemper might be coming here to the win. Mark Gilbert not letting off the gas. There they go, smashing each other to pieces. Points leader Chris Schaefer's in it. And that puts Kemper, Gilbert, Moonen through. Chris Schaefer blasted to pieces back here. There he is. There's Sean Grace. On the lid. We, of course, have got to see this one, because if if this is as bad as I think it is, let's take a look here. Sean Grace. Contact. Ready? What? Oh, boy. The kid me comes out. Seems like Dreidel song goes along with this one. All right. Let's take a ride with Sean. Oh, he's going to hate me for this one. Yeah, let's sit from his helmet cam. This is going to be nasty. Let's go full speed. And we come to a fine resting spot. Look at the look on his face. Man, oh man. Wow. All right. So Texas has finally come to an end here. We finally crown a winner. Kyle Moonen will be our third place finisher. And we'll wait for him to get caught up here. Right now, it's showing me the possibility that Kyle Moonen finished 18th. So it's actually Terry Landis, Mark Gilbert, and Jeffrey Kemper. Yeah, talk about a wild turn of events here. Not 110% see that coming. But that is that's going to actually put Terry Landis here in the 3rd position in this race. So we'll see if we can get a hold of Terry Landis here. Terry?
Yeah, go ahead.
I guarantee you didn't think you're 3rd place here.
Oh, heck no.
Do you have any idea what happened here?
I don't have a clue, bro. It was like Moses going through the Red Sea, man. It just parted and I went through it.
Holy cow. Okay,
Oh,
'cause
that was-
per my ticker, it's showing Kyle Moonen in 3rd, but per iRacing, you're 3rd. I'm wondering if he ended up with some incident points and it booted him here at the end.
No. He had some difficulty on the start, and that kind of screwed him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but
All
yeah,
right.
this is a crazy race, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
No.
Wow. Talk about a wild shuffle here, bud. You know, I kind of wondered what exactly happened from... there we go. Moonen jumped the start.
Oh, okay.
So it black flagged him. Oh, man.
Oh.
So you just squeak in. All right, so I talked to you again here, and really, how was this race for you?
Oh, it was up and down. I was just doing what my partner, Preston Cramner over there at Epsilon Sprint Wraps. I was just following his lead, and we looked pretty good up front there for a little bit.
Yeah, for certain. You know, Preston, I think, got a pretty bad lick there, right there. You know, toward the final stages here. Really, it seemed you and Zach Chapman kind of had the same idea as what he was saying on that pit strategy out there. What was the hardest part about Texas you noticed?
I loved it. Just got to drift it into the turns and then just stomp the gas, and the car just drives itself right around the turn.
Definitely, and you just got to and that's what I'm kind of telling people here on the outside. The turn will help you. You just got to have a good entry.
Yeah, if you get it right, you put it on the outside, it's just as fast as the bottom.
Wow. All right, man. Dude, really, this is awesome for you, especially kind of with the way things are going right now. I'm trying to find where you are via the points here, buddy. Let's see.
I was down at the bottom.
35th. So, hey, 3rd place finish. That's going to slide you way up. Definitely help you catch up here at Texas. Richmond's next week. How confident are you feeling?
Oh, nah, we'll see.
Well, everybody, it seems the Coast2Coast Racing League does so much better on the short tracks. I don't know about these mile-and-a-half super speedways. You guys do so much better. But, Terry, give me your shout-outs here, bud, and let's get you practicing for that round.
All right, yeah, we'll give a shout out to Galen's Homegrown Popcorn, the best popcorn on the internet. Christ Old Track Parts and Need Your Parts, that's the place to go to. Boys down at KSR, Epsilon Sprint Wraps, and my wife Judy.
Woo, go wife.
Yeah.
Terry Landis, I'll catch up with you next week.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
Thank you. All right, Terry Landis. That brings us to Mark Gilbert. 2nd place finish here tonight. Definitely had somebody out there rooting him on. Isaac Salas. Let's see if we can talk to Mark here. Mark, you have a copy, don't you?
I do, Patrick. How you doing?
Doing all right. Isaac Salas out here has been rooting you on since he noticed I think you were in the top 5. Is this kind of where you thought you were going to be?
Yeah, I had a really good truck tonight. I mean, that thing was on rails there for a while.
There we go. Now I kind of see why Isaac was rooting for you, because I see a big Venom Racing on the hood of that truck here tonight.
Oh, yeah, yep. I'm running the wrong number by accident here, but
Oh yeah, 76 in my ticker, but 12 on the side of the truck. Oh man, shame on you. But we can go
Shame
ahead and
on me.
square that away here with a second place finish. Richmond's next week. How confident you feeling going into a short track?
oh, feeling all right. We're gonna have to do a little practicing, I think. Short tracks are always different. Gotta figure out the brakes.
Yeah, I know some drivers do find that as optional. I know the pile driving continues, and it just makes it worse than it has to be. Definitely still a good turnout. I know, I will say, you came up 18 positions here. And you really, and came in second. It's kind of, you said, okay, I'm going to play it against you. You said you were fast, but why did we qualify so low?
Because I can't qualify, Pat.
Oh man, just like
I
a
got-
test
I gotta-
taker. I can't take a test
Yeah.
either, but when it's time to perform,
Yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah, qualifying's been my downfall in pretty much everything I race.
All right.
Anybody's got some tips out there for me, I'll take them.
Yeah, at 100%. I know there are a few of them out there willing to kind of school you. Jeffrey Kemper, unfortunately, got the best of you here tonight, but you'll have a better shot at him next week. Go ahead and talk to me about your sponsors here and who's kind of been watching after this Ford for you tonight.
Just on a special thanks to Venom Racing. They kind of take me under their wing there, and it's been a good group of guys, and I have a lot of fun racing with them. So that's first and foremost. And then Dubby gives me a good deal on their products, and they're second on the list, and that's about it.
Oh, man, Mark Gilbert, get that number fixed because I want to see you out here on the track at Richmond, bud.
You bet. Thanks,
right,
Pat.
All right, everybody, Mark Gilbert. I think that's about 12 buds I've done here tonight. That's 13. Let's go ahead and talk to our race winner tonight, Jeffrey Kemper. He got it squared away, and I said his time's been coming, and we've been waiting on him. Jeffrey Kemper, you finally done it. Winner circle for you. How's it feel?
Oh, man, it feels great. I was so nervous there at the end, on old wore-out tires. I think last time I pitted was 22 where I got tires, 23 right around there. I was trying to hold on to a set for a little bit, but apparently I held on to them a little bit long. I guess not too long this time around. Didn't come back to bite me, but, man, that was a great race. That was a lot of fun.
Last race, you did so well that it moved you up 8 spots into the 20th position via the points. A win here tonight should definitely sling you up at least close to the top 10, but we'll have to see on that. I've had my eye out for this 181 here. If I'm not mistaken, one of them, I think the Xfinity League, has the Gatorade machine. Am I right?
That's correct. That's the one that went up into space.
Yes. Yes, it did, and I'm fairly certain a nice little short came of that one. But man, definitely turned around for you here tonight. What was the key to success?
I think mainly just staying out of messes and everything. Got myself up towards the front with qualifying. Zach Chapman got a little bit loose there on the start, but I just backed it up a little bit, let him collect himself, and I had a little bit of patience seeing things that was happening and just slowed down to try to avoid everything and ended up finishing with 0X. So I definitely think that was a key in the win.
Yeah, talking to a lot of people out there, it seems to kind of have the same song and dance here. If I could just stay out of trouble and trouble stop happening around me, I can be successful, and you definitely proved that here tonight. 9 positions up from where you originally started, come away with the win here at Texas. Richmond is where we end up next week. Talk me through kind of your mindset heading into that track.
Well, I haven't ran it very much, so I'm definitely going to have to practice quite a bit. Not be Mr. Download this time around and get the feel for the vehicle or for the truck, and just to make sure I know what's happening there.
Oh, he remembers. Man, mine like a steel trap. All right, Jeffrey Kemper, the 181 Toyota. Give me your shout-outs here and to kind of everybody out here, and talk to me about the truck a little bit.
Oh, man, I got to thank Tim Chapman, obviously, for sponsoring this. It's great. Finally got a NASCAR league going. The turnout's been awesome. I got to thank Coast2Coast Racing League and everyone behind the scenes. It's a ton of work to do everything that they do. And the other sponsors out there. And then I also got to thank Preston Cranmer from Epsilon Sprint Wraps. He did the wrap on the car, which is the Meat Church Barbecue. And it comes fitting that I won at Texas since that's where they're located. But bunch of barbecue rubs, and I'm a big barbecue fan, so figured what the heck, we'll go ahead and paint a truck up like that.
All righty, man. Sounds awesome. I'm excited to see what you've got coming into the next week, man. I'm so glad you finally got this win under your belt. Now you just got to do it in the Xfinity run.
Oh yeah, hoping to put her up there for sure.
All right. Jeffrey Kemper in the 181. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Jeffrey Kemper. Yes, yes, yes. Finally got that win. Did you see that wild screen change? I can't believe what the heck happened. Looked like it was trying to already send you guys to a commercial. I'm not going to send you guys to a commercial just yet until I tell you what exactly we've got going on in the upcoming. I've told you before. Let's do it one more time. Next, tomorrow, Lincoln Speedway with the Cool Ray Hometown Heroes. And then Thursday, if you are interested in the Asphalt League, we'll be back at Texas for the Xfinity. Travis Piercefield will be waiting on you. Don't forget to tune in for that as well. Definitely we'll see Isaac Salas return back to the dirt for the small block 358s and the big blocks there as well. Definitely a good one there for the Flatline Racing Bodies Thursday Night Thunder. Simtrax Broadcasting coming to you live here. We had a little hiccup at the beginning, but everything got squared away at the finale. Don't forget to like, subscribe, even to C2C Racing Network. Don't forget to subscribe there too. You'll be able to catch everything they do all week. And the C2CRL, if you're looking to sign up, want to give this thing a run, think you're better than everybody else out here, come and prove it. I'll broadcast you, and we'll get you up here in the podium and to have a little chat with you and all the people that watch you. But from Simtrax Broadcast and the Coast to Coast Racing Network, thank you for joining us here tonight. Be well, be safe, be kind, and I will catch you guys next time.